chilling up in the kingdom, chilling with Yahweh Shai and all the brothers and the sisters, cooling out, having fun, drinking yayin with Yahweh Shai up in the kingdom, yeah.
Who are we? Israel! Then who are we? Israel! Can't hear you!
Israel.
Who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's the power.
I said, who's the power?
Yahweh Bahashim.
Shalom Yasharallah.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Welcome to another Shabbat morning class here with ISBHBK. We're located in Houston, Texas. The address of the school is 231 FM 1092. Stafford, Texas, zip code 77477. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're new to the channel. We also have a school in San Antonio, Texas. The address out there is 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to their YouTube channel as well. Also, we have a school in Norfolk, Virginia. Address out there is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, zip code 23517. Like, share, and subscribe to their YouTube channel as well. And then we have a school in Rochester, New York. Can I see that paper? I don't know. Their address.
1600 Lyle Ave.
1600 Lyle Ave. Lyle Ave Street, 1A, Rochester, New York, zip code 14606. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to their YouTube channel as well, so that they can start doing classes live. The class times and days here in Houston is Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 to 9, Fridays 6 to 8, Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 2. San Antonio is very similar. It's the same thing pretty much, Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, but theirs is from 7:30 to about 10:30, and Saturday in San Antonio is from 10 a.m. to about 2 as well. In Norfolk and Rochester, it's the same time. It's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. as well, and that's Eastern time. Alrighty, so we ask that you like, share, and subscribe to everything we got going on, to the 5 Minutes of Wisdom, the Hidden Truth Bible Show, the Israelite Media Corp, Mashapa's Blog Talk Radio. Like, share, and subscribe to the kids class that we do here in Houston, starting at 1 o'clock every Sunday. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to Fringed Up if you haven't already, to get a nice shirt for $35, nice fringe shirt for $35 every month, a shirt and a headband for $75 every month, and Israel Wear will be back to, they're already back to accepting orders. So if you'd like to get a garment made, you can definitely hit up Israel Wear to get a nice custom garment made. Alrighty, we do the academy here every Tuesday here in Houston, and VA is every Wednesday, and Rochester is every Monday. Alrighty, the Feast of Pentecost, the flyer should be posted on the Wirecast so that y'all can see. We do have that feast coming up, so if you'd like to contact any of the priests, Quatazop's number is 303-557-8979. Kazakia's number is 757-300-4047. We ask that you text only during class, because of course we can't answer during class. So, and also we ask that you support our business. The business is sweetambiance.com. If you'd like to send in any donations, of course, you can mail it into any of the school locations. But before you mail it into any of the school locations, just contact one of the brothers so we can let you know where to mail in, whether it be books, pens, pads, apocryphas, Bibles, menorahs, ram's horns, whatever it may be. Or if you'd like to help out with any of the school rents or the school bills, there's a link on. The link should be on there for if you'd like to help out with any of the bills or any of the rents. We definitely ask for a little bit of help with the rents and the bills, especially right now. So if you can give, definitely give. Alrighty. So haven't done the announcements in a while. I think that was it. I think I cleared everything. So with that being said, everybody, Aymadim Opanya Yerushalayim, let's rise and face Jerusalem. Let's rise and face Jerusalem. Let's set these morning prayers up. Excuse me. Alrighty. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahasham Yahushai.
Bahasham Yahushai.
Bahawa'ah.
Bahawa'ah.
Thalanawa. The war. Zayawam.
Zayawam.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
That's blessed you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai that gives us a light this day. Thanks. So be it. The light represents our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we obtain through the scriptures. Matthew 5:16 says, let your light shine before men, that they may see your glorious works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahasham Yahushai.
Bahasham Yahushai.
Bahawa'ah.
Bahawa'ah.
Thalanawa.
Rayah.
Nakha. The water. Aman.
Amen. That's blessed you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives us a sweet Savior. Thanks. So be it. The frankincense and myrrh represents our prayers going up to the Most High as sweet savor. It says, let your prayer be, Matthew, forgive me. It says, let your, hold on. I'm trying to get this.
Psalms.
Yeah, it's in Psalms 141 and 2. It says, let your prayer be set before thee as incense. Forgive me.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahasham Yahushai.
Bahasham Yahushai.
Bahawa'ah.
Bahawa'ah.
Thalanawa.
Thalanawa.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Bashalom.
Bashalom.
The water. Aman.
Amen. That's blessed you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives us a Sabbath in peace. Thanks. So be it.
This is Psalm chapter 120. Psalm chapter 121. Anashai.
Anashai.
Ayyam Yad.
Ayyam Yad.
Al-Haharim.
Al-Haharim.
Na'ayah.
Na'ayah.
Yabu'ah.
Yabu'ah.
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Yabu'ah.
Yabu'ah.
My Yahweh.
My Yahweh.
Sha'aisha.
Sha'aisha.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Ma'aratazah.
Ma'aratazah.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yonathan.
Yonathan.
Namawat.
Namawat.
Regalia.
Regalia.
Yala'ah.
Yala'ah.
Nawam.
Yawam.
Shasharamar.
Shasharamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shemaria.
Shemaria.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalia.
Tazalia.
Ayel.
Ayel.
Yum Yad.
Yum Yad.
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 Hashamash.
Hashamash.
Yala'ah.
Yala'ah.
Hakaya.
Hakaya.
Bayawam.
Bayawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Halabana.
Halabana.
Walayala.
Alayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamaria.
Yashamaria.
McCall.
McCall.
Rai.
Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Yapashia.
Yapashia.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Hawalakia.
Hawalakia.
Wabawa'aya.
Wabawa'aya.
Ma'aitan.
Ma'aitan.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Iwalam.
Iwalam.
Aman.
Amen. It's in Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth to even forevermore.
Shema Yashar'Allah.
Shema Yashar'Allah.
Yahweh Allah Noah.
Yahweh Allah.
Yahweh Achad.
Yahweh Achad.
Shema Yashar'Allah.
Shema Yashar'Allah.
Yahweh Allah Noah.
Yahweh Allah Noah.
Yahweh Achad.
Yahweh Achad.
Shema Yashar'Allah.
Shema Yashar'Allah.
Yahweh Allah Noah.
Yahweh Allah Noah.
Yahweh Achad.
Yahweh Achad. That's here, Israel. Yahweh our power. Yahweh is one.
It's the Lord's Prayer. Abanoah,
Abanoah,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malak Bakah,
Malak Bakah,
Taba'ah,
Taba'ah,
Ratazaka,
Ratazaka,
Haya,
Haya,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Rataza,
Rataza,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Haya,
Haya,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Talanawa,
Talanawa,
Lacham,
Lacham,
Ko,
Ko,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalach Nawa,
Wasalach Nawa,
Kababat Nawa,
Kababat Nawa,
Hasalach Nawa,
Hasalach Nawa,
Kababat Yinawa,
Kawawa Yinawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Tabayanawa,
Tabayanawa,
Wanasaya 1,
Wanasaya 1,
Abo,
Abo,
Hawashayanawa,
Hawashayanawa,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya, Laka,
Laka,
Hamalakwa,
Hamalakwa,
Wa'ala,
Wa'ala,
Wa'ata Parat,
Wa'ata Parat,
La'ai Walanyam,
La'ai
Aman.
Amen. This is the Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6 and 9. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Ha'aishra,
Ha'ashara,
Matazawa,
Matazawa, the Ten Commandments.
La'ai,
La'ah,
Yahaya,
Nahaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Ahorim,
Ahorim,
Alpanya,
Alpanya. Thou shalt have no other thou shalt have no other powers before me.
La'ah,
La'ah,
Da'isha,
Da'isha,
Laka,
Laka,
Basol,
Basol,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Da'ibadam,
Ta'ibadam. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
La'ah,
La'ah,
Talakwak'at,
Talakwak'at,
Sham,
Sham,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashawa,
Bashawa. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain.
Zakar,
Zakar,
Ayawam,
Ayawam,
Hashabat,
Hashabat,
Lakwadashwa,
Lakadashwa. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Kabad,
Kabad,
Amaka,
Amaka,
Wa'amaka,
Wa'amaka. Honor thy father and thy mother.
La'ah,
La'ah,
Haratazak,
the Ratazak. Thou shalt not murder.
La'ah,
La'ah,
Wana'at,
Dana'ah. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
La'ah,
La'ah,
Laganab,
Laganab. Thou shalt not steal.
La'ah,
La'ah,
La'ina,
La'ina,
Shakor,
Shakor. Thou shalt not bear false witness.
La'ah,
La'ah,
Lakamad,
Lakamad,
Kol,
Kol,
Asherah,
Asherah,
Lara'ika,
Lara'ika. Thou shalt not covet anything that is thy neighbor's. Yeshabium, which means to be seated.
Alrighty.
You said what? Longer than the last couple of weeks, yeah. We're gonna keep it nice and simple.
Okay.
So that was the, as we always do every Shabbat, the morning prayers, opening prayers. So we're gonna get into the reading. We're in Numbers, the first chapter. So we are moving along quite nicely. So we're gonna be in Numbers chapter 1. And if you remember what we read last week in Leviticus, basically he was giving us, Moses was giving us a pregame to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. He was giving us a little prequel, right? With a few, he hit us, sprinkled a few curses in, a few blessings, showing us what we could be if we hearken diligently to the Lord, right? One man to chase 1,000, 5, 10,000, right? Mm-hmm. Went through all those different things, and he also showed us the curses if we didn't follow. So now we're gonna jump over to Numbers. And I believe in Numbers, this is where they start establishing like the families, the different families of the Levites. Remember that you had the Levite tribe, the tribe of Levi, but then you had specific families within the tribe that were responsible for certain duties that the Levites had. Remember, you had one family that was the musicians, right? Asaph, he was a Levite, he was the head musician. So a lot of the Psalms you read, it wasn't just all David, but you'd have the song, like a Psalm of Asaph, right? He was the Levite that was in charge of the music. The Kohathites, you had these different families that were in charge of different things that the Levites, different duties that the Levites had to perform. Aaron, his sons, Aaron was the high priest. His sons were underneath him, so they were in charge of the priesthood as a whole. But then different families had different things to do. So that's what we're going to read, starting out in Numbers. Numbering the families, getting them all together by the heads of their tribes, different things like that. So let's call up the first reader, right? I guess that's gonna be us.
Ramiro Shabbat Shal Yashkar Banya Sha'ala Menavizra Amadi Barak
Yahweh Shem Shah Brakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakah.
Are you? Are you sure?
Start Numbers chapter 1 and verse 1.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their family, by the house of their fathers, for the number of their name, every male by their poll, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. Thou and Aaron shall number them by their army. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his father. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you, of the tribe of Reuben.
Right, so just in these first little few verses, you should be understanding a few things. The age of war, 20 years old and above. The determination of your tribe was dependent on your father. So those two key things, very important, because especially who determines your nationality. It's very important, because what'll happen is you'll go to ancestry.com, right? Or what's the other one?
123
DNA.com, and you'll go to those DNA.coms and you'll let them tell you who you are. A lot of Israelites go into those sites and then forgetting that, wait a minute, who runs those sites? Who's funding those sites to tell you that you're not an Israelite, but that you're half African, 1/4 Scandinavian, and part Polish, right? Who's giving that information? The Most High said, keep it simple, and just number by their fathers, right? We're gonna read it in Numbers 1:18. But if you keep it simple, what never changes? If you number it by your father, the seed never changes, no matter what ground you plant it in. You see that an apple seed in Africa is an apple seed everywhere. If you take it out of Africa, it doesn't matter. You plant it in Africa, it's an apple seed. You plant it in America, it's an apple seed. You plant it in Europe, it's an apple seed, right? So the if you look at it in this in this metaphor as the woman being the ground that the seed is being planted in, doesn't make the woman less important. You can't plant a seed in air, right? You need fertile, good ground to plant a seed for it to grow and flourish. So the woman is just as important, but the point is, because the woman is of a different nationality does not mean that the seed is now changed because of the mom. The seed stays the same. That's how you understand who you are. We're not mutts.
That's right.
We're not mixed breed. I'm mixed. I'm a quarter this, a 5% this. The Most High didn't deal with that terminology of being I'm mixed. You were what your father was. It kept it real simple, and that way, that's how we know that the children of Israel can never be lost, because that seed wasn't totally wiped out. Most High said He always reserved 7,000, right? 7,000 men that would not bow the knee. So Israel's always going to be around, you know, and it's a beautiful thing that they do it like this also, because that's what help preserves us also. The fact that you'll have a black man, he'll lay with a white woman or whatever the case may be, have a baby, and what does that baby associate with most of the time if the dad ain't around? The mom.
Yep.
Right? And so that's how you can't get our numbers, because you got a lot of our people that are in these mixed relationships. They come from these mixed relationships. Usually the mom is like Chinese or white or some other nationality. They pick up her nationality. That's why you won't be able to number the children of Israel, because a lot of them don't even know who they are. And it's, you know, by design. By design, the Most High set it up that way. They take their census every year. What do? They try to number. They try to do the same very thing, right? They take their little census. What is a lot of our people putting down?
Black.
Nah, they putting down Caucasian. They putting down other. Right? They putting down what they're, you know, because they go by black, by Hispanic, non-Hispanic, Indian. A lot of our people are putting down what their mama is, and not putting down that they're Israelites, that they're black or Hispanic or native. They don't know no better. But it's a good little defense to keep some of those numbers hidden. So go ahead, read on.
The tribe of Reuben, Eleazar, the son of Shadur, of Simeon, Shelumiel, the son of Shaddai, of Judah, Nashan, the son of Aminadab, of Issachar, Nethanel, the son of Zur, of Zebulon, Eliab, the son of Helon, of the children of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elishama, the son of Amiud, of Manasseh, Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur, of Benjamin, Abidan, the son of
Gideoni.
of Dan, Ahizar, the son of Amishadai, of Asher, Pagiel, the son of Okran, of Gad, Eliasaph, the son of Deuel, of Naphtali, of Ahara, the son of Enan. These were the renowned of the congregation. Renowned of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of thousands in Israel. And Moses and Aaron took these men.
Real quick. So the brother asks, he's texting me. He asks, what happened to the tribe of Dan? It doesn't say what happened to the tribe of Dan. All we know is, you know, you read about them really up until the Judges.
Yeah.
And then when you get to Revelations, the 7th chapter, when it names 12,000 from Judah, 12,000 from this tribe, Dan is not mentioned. So, you know, we can't speculate what happened to them because it doesn't say. We just know that we read about them up to a certain point, then we don't. We know in part, we prophesy in part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can only tell you what we can read about, but I mean, the scriptures don't say it, so I can't say what explicitly happened. We don't know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of thousands in Israel. And Moses and Aaron took these men which are expressed by their name, And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigree after their family.
They declared their what?
Pedigree.
Right, your pedigree is what? When they talk about a pedigree of a dog, what is that? The breed or what?
It's your bloodline.
The purity of his bloodline,
Lineage.
right? It's how pure his bloodline is. So we determined our pedigree, and look that word up, pedigree, its bloodline, its nationality, by who? By our fathers, right? Read 1:18 again.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigree after their families,
Right.
by the house of their fathers.
See that? So their family lineage was determined by their father. This is how you kept it simple. It's nothing, again, I'm going to say it again. It's nothing against the women. Nothing against the women. But to keep it easy and to do what how the Most High had things set up, he did it through the seed. The seed determines the nationality. The man determines, we all went to biology class, right? Now, if I remember straight from biology, all the way back in 10th grade, the man determined eye color, hair color, skin color. He determined it which way it would go, whether his chromosome overtook the other chromosomes or not, and whether he was dominant chromosome or not. What is it, the XY chromosome? And the woman has the YY? Right. So if that XY was dominant or that X was dominant, then but he determined whether the eye color, hair color, skin color, but it went way beyond just the physical. Right? It was that nationality. What you got?
Definition from 1828 dictionary.
Yep.
Says the pedigree, the lineage,
Yep.
line of ancestors from which a person or tribe from descendants or genealogy.
Yeah. Yep. So the pedigree is your lineage, your line, determined by the man. Go ahead.
According to the numbers of the name, from 20 years old and upward, by their poll. And the Lord commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. And the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by their generation after their family, by the house of their fathers, according to the numbers of the name, by their poll. Every male from 20 years and upward, 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500. Of the children of Simon, by their generation,
They got knocked out.
after their family,
Hey, get him.
by the house of their fathers, those that were numbered of them, according to the number of the name, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Simon, were 59,300. Of the children.
Right, so think about it. Just right there, you got 59,000 and you got 46,000. Right? So you're looking at that's 100,000 just men, 20 and up,
Damn.
ready to go to war. That's just men. Think about how many women and children. If there was 59,000 of Simeon, let's just say each one of those men had a woman. That's just the ones that were able to go to war. So remember, that age cut off. You had the elders of the tribe. You had you had children. You had women. Easily, right? You can double, triple that number. Let's say one woman and one child for each one of those men. Then their parents, right? You could put 5 times that number. You see that? We were thick in that wilderness. You could easily, what's 50 times 5? 250? 50, yeah, 250. You could say that. I mean, you could guesstimate and say, man, that's 250,000 people off one tribe.
Yeah,
That's just one tribe.
that's very true.
Then you do that for each tribe. You talking about, yeah, you talking about 1 million people just for 4 tribes, right? If you do 250 a tribe. For a 12, that's 3 million. I'm just guesstimating numbers. What's up? What were you gonna say?
So it was how much? 53,000 for one tribe, right?
50. It was 59,300 for one tribe. That's men going to war.
I know we didn't like read the other amount, but like if you times 59,000 times 12, let's just say 59,000 was the average.
What are you saying by 12? Oh, I see what you're
12
saying.
tribes.
Yeah.
That's times 12 is 708,000 men for war. If you just times it by 12, right?
Yeah.
That's just the men for war. Now, when you look at the U.S. Army, they have 480,893 soldiers in their army.
In all their branches.
Well, that's just the army.
That's the army. Okay.
That's just the army. But you know, the army is the one that is going to have the most if you don't count the reserves. The army has more than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you look at that, that's like, yeah, it's a lot.
A lot of numbers. What's that?
Really a
I
lot.
think that mixed with females also.
What?
In the army. Like,
Yeah.
And that would be mixed with female.
That'd be
That
mixed
would
with
be with women.
Yeah, we didn't send our women to war.
God.
We didn't send our women to war because, I mean, come on now. A woman wasn't. That's not what a woman was designed to go do. She wasn't designed to go to war. And you know, up until the whole, what was that, World War II,
God.
where they threw the women in the industries of the making the bombs and put them in the factories. When they converted all the factories over to bomb making factories and weapons making factories, women didn't know no war. They weren't a part of that until America decided, hey, let's put them in war. Let's make them equal, right? But we didn't put our women in those situations. That was gruesome, right? But if you could put the women, that means you could put the children. So think about it. 18 years old, you can go to war.
That's true.
I think you can sign up for you got to be 18 to sign up for the military, right? They start recruiting you early.
Yeah, you go to your high schools and stuff.
Yeah, they go to the high schools. They start pulling you out of high school, recruiting you. Wait for you to hit 18, sign the little paper, you're gone. You don't even get a chance to really even touch life, right? They let their homosexuals into the military. We know that, right?
True
What
that.
was it? The president of Iran, a while back, he was going in like anybody, you know, any country that got homosexuals in their military. Come on, that ain't no military, right? And I believe it. Come on.
God.
You know what's funny is me and Mike, we delivered to a Navy, a retired Navy dude, and he said that when you're in the showers in the Navy, he said something about bending over when you're taking a shower in the Navy. Like, it was a gay joke, and Mike knew about it too. And
Don't drop the soap.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So jail and Navy is the same. Don't drop the soap.
And then when you're in the shower, and then there was another joke they used, which was there's like if you have 180 men that go down into the submarines, because you know the submarine people are from the Navy too.
Yeah.
So if you have 160 men that go down into the submarines, there's 80 couples that's gonna come back up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Because 160
Yeah.
divided by 2
divided
for the
by
couple,
2. Yeah.
80.
Ugh. Because all you got is a bunch of menses,
Yeah.
right? But then that's why that's another reason why they start letting women in to try to combat that spirit, right? But then you got the women in the military getting raped, they're getting abused, they're getting fraternized, they're not fraternized, hazed,
Yeah.
right? You got a lot of these military women that's coming up kidnapped,
God.
right? Bodies dumped off in the grass. Why? I mean, you got these brute-ass, strong, bullheaded men, right, that are locked up with each other. They're away from their families for years and months. There's some little young 18-year-old girl that don't know nothing about her life, don't know nothing about life,
So true.
could barely do a push-up, got some 300-pound man gawking her.
Yeah.
What you think is gonna happen? And there's no boundaries in these military settings. Because what they gonna do? They're gonna protect their own.
Yeah.
Some little young girl coming in, they don't give a damn about her. But the officer, the ranking officer that been there 20 years, guess what they gonna do?
Yeah.
They're gonna protect his rep. They're gonna protect his reputation so he could rape men and women, and everybody's gonna turn the other way. You see that? So for those of y'all out there considering that military life, there's many reasons why not to hop in, but that's another reason. The abuse that you got to suffer.
Con.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 24. Of the children of Gad, by their generation, after their family, by the house of their fathers, according to the numbers of the name, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Gad, were 40,005,650. Of the children of Judah, by their generations, after their family, by the house of their fathers, according to the numbers of the name, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Judah, were 314,600. Verse 28, of the children of Issachar, by their generation, after their family, by the house of their fathers, according to the numbers of the name, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war.
That was it.
Yeah, he goes to 29.
All right.
Elijah, come on. Any questions on that so far? Straightforward.
Straightforward, man.
Yeah, he goes up to.
He read at 28.
Oh, read verse 29. That's a
Oh.
lot. Yeah, you got to read verse 29. What for catching that?
Verse 29,
Right.
those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Issachar, were 54,400.
Right. So you see, our numbers just for men to go to war weren't small. We weren't minuscule when it came to war, and then we weren't. Listen, when it came to war tactics, revolutionary war tactics, we had them. Most High, we had them. We were warriors.
Yeah, Moses was a general.
Moses was a general in the Egyptian army, so
Yeah.
he knew how to fight. He knew how to organize and centralize and, you know what I mean? Monopolize. I'm using all these. Go ahead.
Elijah Shabbat Shal, Yashakar, Ban Yasha'Allah, Ben of Israel, Amadi, Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
And you know, just off of what you were saying, like we knew what we were doing when it came to war. You know, you got to think about it, man. Like back then, you know, if you ever watched like the 300 movie, especially that second 300 movie, and you seen the way the Spartans were training, that would have been us. Like nowadays, like our kids, they grow up in sports. You know what I'm saying? You, as a kid, you coming up, you got balls, basketball, football, baseball. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That they're doing. But imagine you have a nation, and they're coming up as kids, and it ain't no sports. It's straight martial arts. It's straight combat sports, and that's straight what they've been doing since they could. You know what I'm saying? Like walk. It's so funny when you look at our kids naturally just want to fight. They want to play fight.
That's all they do.
They want to play fight, especially the boys. They want to play fight. They want to slap bots, different things like that. And you got to break it out of them, right? But back then, all that energy would have been used up and
Learning how to go to war.
learning how to go to war.
That's
So-
it. Yeah. If your dad was a warrior, that's what you did. If your dad was a blacksmith, you followed his trade. If he was
Yeah.
agriculture, you follow his trade. You know, honor thy mother and thy father. You follow in their footsteps.
You know, you got to look at it, man. Like, you see how they got Usain Bolt fast as hell in track?
Yeah.
Imagine back then, you know, ain't no guns. It's swords and spears.
And bows.
And you got a man that fast, like coming at you. Imagine how much faster that would have been back then. So when you see David saying that Saul and Jonathan, their feet were like hinds feet.
Yeah.
Back then when the earth was stronger and in its strength. Like imagine what that was. When you look at like Michael Jordan jumping from the free throw line. Michael Jordan still has one of the highest verticals ever of any basketball player. He jumped like what, damn near 50 inches, 52 inches or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's in our weakest state. 52 inches for a vert is crazy. I think Will Chamberlain's was like, might have been higher though.
Maybe.
Will Chamberlain, but think about Will Chamberlain's. He was a 7-foot man that could bench 500 pounds. That was a track star, fast as hell, and then he did high jump.
Yeah,
But he was 7 feet tall. He could he could grab a quarter off the top of the backboard. But imagine going to war against that, against a man that size. And again, this is in our weakest estate. And these men were trained to either run track or play basketball or play football, right?
65 inches.
That's the highest.
Brett Williams, the highest in the world.
A man that jumped
He
65.
said
But
it
like,
in 2019.
but when you read about, this is us in our weakest state,
That's
right?
almost six. That's almost my height. He
6
basically
feet.
jumped to right. Like if I'm standing up, he jumped and his feet got to here.
Yeah. Now think about when it said, now when you hear David was jumping over walls, we're weak now. We're weak as hell as a people now, as just humans in general, we're weak. But you can kind of think about it like that. You have a wall this high, maybe even higher, and David just, oh crap, he came over.
Think about when you say an animal has hind legs.
They just
You ever
bounce.
see like you ever look at the back legs of a pit bull? And I'm talking about his thighs, the leg quarter, not his feet down, but his thigh muscles.
Straight muscle.
They're thick and chunky, but a pit bull dog can they could jump 100 inches if they wanted to. I've seen them scale 8, 9, 10, 12 foot fences.
Yep.
And they leap off 2 feet, bounce, boom, hit the wall, and then right? That's a dog. Now if it said that men had hinds right? Legs like hind animals, like animals that have hind legs are the ones that you know that can bounce. Bunny rabbits, they have hind legs. The way they're set up is made for that bounce.
Yeah.
Frogs have hind legs, I believe, because they bounce. What?
Cat.
Kangaroos, they got those thick thighs with all muscle, those twitch muscles, right? And they just boom. What?
Monkey?
I don't know about a monkey,
He can jump from tree to tree.
but I don't think they have hind legs. But y'all get the point, right? For a man to be equated, it said that they were Joab and Abner, so they were light-footed like a roe. You ever see a roe and it's just like it just be bouncing from rock to rock, and then it's just gone. Imagine a man just moving like Flash. You're in war. Remember when David went to was it Joab? Where he said let the young man play, and he said each one grabbed each other by the beard and start smoting each other. When I read that, I had to keep reading it. Like, let the young men play. They literally went to war. They literally start killing each other. But think about it. It wasn't like some. It wasn't like what you watch in the movies today, right? We were skilled. We were tactical, extra strong, extra fast. We know how to use. We were experts with all the weapons, all the bows, slingshots. It said Benjamin was within a hair shot, meaning a hair shot, a thread of hair was their margin of error. So basically, whatever they aimed for, they hit. So if they wanted to hit you in the face from yards away, listen, your face, it was the biggest target to them. A hair's breadth is a strand of hair. That's the margin of error. But then what's crazy when you go into like Jamaica and you go into them places, guess what they still using?
We use slingshots.
My dad used to tell me how they used to hunt birds with slingshots.
I used to hunt birds with slingshots.
Yeah, pheasants and doves. Yeah, you hunt a bird and you go roast them up.
All you did was you just got a branch from a tree,
Yeah,
but like
Y branch,
yeah, the Y branch.
rubber
You
band.
take a nail, and you knock a nail into like the two, like where it looked like a hook.
Yeah.
You take a nail and you knock a nail in there. You knock a nail in the other one, and you
Side.
put a whole bunch of rubber bands.
Yep.
And then you connect you loop the rubber bands together where they're connected, and then you take a piece of cloth and then you sew it onto the cloth, and then you're able to hold it, and then you have the two Y's that come out, and you put your stone
rock
inside of the
in
cloth,
the cloth and
rock.
pull it.
You pull it with the rubber band. You let that sucker go.
Killing a
Yeah.
bird in a tree. Think about that. Think about how good you have to be to.
We used to do that, like as kids.
Yeah.
As Noah's age, Elijah's age. Yeah, we was.
But think about where they get that from. Think about that. You get that from your lineage. Like in certain places, they're still doing war tactics that they don't even know is war tactics. Slingshots, right? Sling. That's what David killed Goliath with, right? Stones in a sling. But those are the things that we picked up through our ancestry that carried through our blood. So when you go to these little island countries, when they still using slingshots and darts and bows and arrows, where you think they got it from? And they're good. Where you think they got it from? Got it from the lineage. You know, the thing is here, we've turned, again, we said it, what was known as sport back then has been translated into here, you know, in America and also in other countries, the football, the basketball, the baseball. But think about even like baseball with the eye-hand coordination you gotta have. You gotta have high coordination to hit a baseball. A ball coming at you at 100 miles an hour with a bat, that's what? How thick is a baseball bat?
Not that big.
It's not that thick, right? But think about it. To be able to coordinate with that ball coming 100 miles an hour and time your swing,
And the ball moves.
and the ball is moving.
Like not just coming at you straight. That's
Yeah, the ball is doing this, depending on who's throwing it.
Left, right.
Mariano Rivera, bam! Cutter, right? The cutter, right? But just think about it. To have that coordination, right? Or the slingshot, or the sword. To be able to wield the sword and shield and be able to do those different things. Even you can see our coordination and our tactics even in sports. You know, we play in the wrong sports.
Yeah.
So
But that's what I was gonna say too. Like it don't matter what sport. Like Israelites dominate all sports.
That's true.
When you look at like the best, like we're talking about baseball. Baseball is not ran by Edomites, y'all. Baseball is ran by Simeon, and it's ran by Manasseh,
Manasseh,
and
yep.
it's ran by Ephraim.
and Ephraim, yep.
That's who runs baseball.
Baseball, boxing.
Watson, like when you look at all that, I don't gotta go into basketball and football. When you look at all that, like you could see just by watching sports what Israelites can do. So imagine back then when we was at war. Imagine what we were bringing to the table. And keep in mind, like if you look at like sports, Israelites don't grow up with the amenities that Edomites grow up with for sports. Like we didn't grow up like, you know what I mean? Like
That's why soccer is like
paying
big
for leagues.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay for my child to partake in this league and partake in this camp. Like we couldn't do none of that. You know what I mean? But we still do what? Dominate.
Excel.
Like when you go to like Dominican Republic, them kids is playing baseball with a milk carton.
Yep.
They're using that for their gloves. But Esau got like all the bats and everything, and they still suck.
They all the best facilities.
For real, like when you look at basketball, we just play in the streets.
Yep.
But their kids is literally,
on a milk crate.
yeah, their kids is literally being able to go to these basketball players whenever they do their little leagues.
Yep.
Whenever they do their little
Summer camps.
they can afford that. We can't. A Steph Curry summer camp is like $500 last I heard. Who's gonna pay $500 for their kid to go to one summer camp? One
For like a week.
No, not a summer camp. It's like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, it's like a weekend. Or, yeah.
We can't afford that.
That's insane.
You see what I'm saying? Same thing for football, but they can, but they still suck. But when you look at us, we don't got to do none of that, but it's the spirit that's in us. Now, that's how you know, like, but when you take away just all the gifts that the Most High bless us with, it's none of that mattered. Because if we didn't have the Most High on the side, we were still going to lose.
That's true.
Because when you look at us now, like, how the hell did we get conquered? It had to be an act of the Most High. Had to be an act of God. And it's just like here. That's why when they were losing the cursed thing, when they was losing the wars, I bet they was like, how the hell are we losing to these people?
Yep.
Well, something had to be going on. Something couldn't be right. It's like when all the tribes came against Benjamin. And all the tribes is getting slaughtered by the smallest tribe. Something had to be.
Stubborn Benjamin.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
Well, he said it. We read it last week about one man putting a 1,000 to flight, 5 putting 10,000 to flight. So think about it. But it was only because the Most High was with us. But then he said, if I'm not with you, when the trees shake, when the leaves on the trees, when the wind blows and you hear the leaves, you're gonna be dashing off.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of scaredy cats. And that's what happens. I mean, come on, look at us.
That's true.
We are definitely without our strength, without our confidence. You see that? So remember, the Most High said the battle is mine, right? He gonna fight the war. We just gotta show up. But he'll take that strength from us. And yeah, y'all ever think about that? How did the strongest people on the earth get conquered? By the weakest people? By the most base man?
Yep.
I mean, an act of God is an understatement. It was our negative, and the Most High just step back. He didn't do it. Surely the Most High will do nothing.
Damn.
He stepped back and
so
stopped being our power. Remember when I think we're going to read about it. We're going to read, not today, but we're going to read about it when he sent the 12 spies. Did you already read about that?
It's in Exodus.
When he sent the 12 spies to go spy the land? And they came with a bad report, but then and then he was like, go up and fight the war, just show up and fight. I'll give you the land. And we were like, no. But then we went to go fight and we lost. Was that Leviticus or no? I think that's Numbers.
It might have been.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
It's
But
coming
we're not
up.
gonna read it today. But
We're not going to read it today, but we're going to read it in Numbers. Yeah. I believe.
We went to go and fight when the Most High
Said don't go.
said don't go.
I'm not going to be with y'all. And what happened? We got whooped up by the Canaanites. It wasn't because they were bigger or stronger or faster or anything like that. It was because the Most High wasn't with us. So, go ahead, read on.
Leviticus chapter 1, verse 30. The children.
No, you're in Numbers.
Yeah, Numbers chapter 1, verse 30. The children of Zebulun, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Zebulun, were 57,400. Of the children of Joseph, namely of the children of Ephraim, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Ephraim, were 40,500. Of the children of Manasseh, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Manasseh, were 32,200. Of the children of Benjamin, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the name, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Benjamin, were 30,005,400. Of the children of Dan, by their generations and their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Dan, were 62,700. Of the children of Asher, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Asher, were 41,500. Of the children of Naphtali, throughout their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the name, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Naphtali, were 53,400. These are those that were numbered, which Moses and Aaron numbered, and the princes of Israel, being 12 men, each one was for the house of his fathers. So were all those that were numbered of the children of Israel, by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war in Israel. Even all they that were numbered were 600,000 and 3,550. But the Levites, after the tribe of their fathers, were not numbered among them. For the Lord has spoken to Moses, saying, Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel, but thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle.
So as y'all can see, like the Levites, their tribe wasn't numbered along with the other tribes to go to war. And like it's explained in verse 47 to 50, they weren't numbered because their job is going to be, and their job was to be to make sure that the tabernacle was good. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you look at that, why is that important? Why wouldn't the Most High say, hey, Levites, y'all are going to go to war too? Like, let me put this in y'all's memory. Let me let y'all understand this too. The Levites could whoop some ass too if they needed to.
Yeah, they were.
Like, remember that thing that they were carrying around? Remember the menorahs? Those were heavy as hell, pure gold.
75 pounds.
The Ark of the Covenant that they were bringing around, that was heavy too. They had to throw it on oxes to pull it.
All the animals they were lifting
up
a 6-foot ramp.
Yeah. So
They weren't punks.
yeah.
Samuel, remember when King Agag
Just hewed them up.
said he hewed them up into pieces?
Think about it. He hewed a man up, a king, and this probably wasn't no small man either. He hewed him up into pieces. Think about when you trying to cut. Think about when you trying to cut your meat.
Trying to cut a piece
the
of
fat
chicken
off your meat. You
right? You
Yeah,
struggling to cut you struggling to cut the leg from the wings.
kind.
You know
Oh yeah, to separate it, make some wings.
Dang, it's not working.
So, but you know what? You know why this is important for the Levites to be separated and to take care of the tabernacle. Well, it was important because think about it. The victory is by who?
Most High.
The Most High. So yeah, you had all this manpower, but if you didn't have the Most High on your side, you was gonna lose anyways. So it didn't matter if it was just the Levites that had to go to war against them, and none of the tribes. As long as the Most High is good with us, we were gonna win that fight no matter what. So all the other tribes, yeah, y'all are gonna go out, y'all are gonna get numbered, y'all are gonna participate, but the Levites, the most important thing during the time of war is to make sure that you're right with the Most High. So what is the Levites' job? Well, y'all are gonna make sure that the tabernacle is functioning. Y'all are gonna make sure that everything keeps functioning the way it's supposed to. Because if something was to happen during this war, then you can always come and see me and see why. Talk to me and see why. So if I can get one scripture on that too. Go to 2 Maccabees. Go to 2 Maccabees, because this is the most important part. You can read 2 Maccabees 15 and 21.
Second Maccabees, chapter 15, verse 21.
And there was something else I was looking for. But go ahead and read that.
Maccabees, seeing the coming of the multitude and the diverse preparations of armor
I like that.
and the fierceness of the beast,
Uh-huh.
stretched out his hand toward heaven and called upon the Lord that worketh wonders,
Go ahead.
knowing that victory cometh not by arms,
Uh-huh.
but even as it seemeth good to him,
Go ahead.
he giveth it to such as are worthy.
You see that? So victory don't come by your hands and by your arms. Victory come by the Most High. It comes by the Lord. So why were the Levites going to be in charge of the tabernacle and encamp the tabernacle during the times of war? Well, that's because that's where the victory is going to come from. Why is it that the Ark of the Covenant went before us before every war? Because the victory was going to come from the Lord. Why is it that you put the Ark of the Covenant before us? Think about it. You march into war, and the first thing what's in the very front. Think about it. When you're in the military, the private, right? The privates, that's the lower ranking men in the army. Say you moving through the bushes, and you got like 50 men moving through the bushes, right? Over there in Vietnam. The privates were the ones, the lower ranking men, those are the ones that was in the front. Because those were the test dummies. Those were the shooting targets. So you shoot the lower ranking man, but they gave away your position, and now everybody else can come and get you. But think about it. For us, it would have been the Ark of the Covenant that was going first. That was going before us before war. The Most High was the one. So the Most High didn't put the weakest man. He was before. He was the first one to go in for us. You see that? So victory comes of the Lord. Now, jump to verse 27.
Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
What is that, SC?
Maccabees 15:27.
That fighting with...
Oh, it says so.
So, okay.
Uh-huh.
So that fighting with their hands
Uh-huh.
and praying unto the Most High with their hearts,
Go ahead.
they slew no less than 30 and 5,000 men.
Uh-huh.
For through the appearance of the Most High, they were greatly cheered.
You see that? So when you fight, you fight with your hands, but you're praying while you're fighting to the Most High. You see that to keep your mind stable. I did watch that Doctor Strange movie.
Right.
It was like when she came
Yeah.
and she looked like a whole demon, and all of them were scared. It was like, fortify your shields.
Did he say
Fortify your
minds? Yep.
If your minds ain't fortified in any fight that you're taking, you're done. It's like when Crawford fought Porter, and Porter got knocked down, and he got frustrated, and then he got knocked down the second time, and he was he was super frustrated, got super emotional. He could have fought again because he got up. His dad threw in the towel. Why? Because his mind was
He
gone.
was out of it. Yeah.
His emotions was gone. I mean, his emotions took over. His mind was gone. So
That's why I love watching boxing. I love watching boxing because if you watch closely, if you look at a person when they get hit, you can see their whole mind state change,
It's true.
and you can see, okay, they're about to go down, they're about to lose. If you look at a person's when they first get into the fight, their demeanor. What did I tell y'all about? Remember when oh, you weren't there when old boy when Tank knocked out oh boy, Romo, right? I knew he was gonna knock him out. I said it before he hit him. I said, look at his posture. He's doing something weird with his posture. His head is not in the fight. And all he did was slip that punch and hit him with that left. Boom! Broke his whole face.
God.
But you can look at a person's body language in the fight. That's why I love watching boxing. I love to watch it because I look at body language. And I can predict just off body language, like, okay, he hit him so hard in this last round, he's going to knock him out this next round. He took his confidence.
Like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would get in the ring.
See, that was different.
He wouldn't do none of the shoulder shit that you see these boxers do now. He just come in there with a towel, his boxing gloves, and his trunks and his boots. And then when he's in the ring,
Sometimes
he's just
barely.
pacing. He's just pacing.
And then he just knock you out. He just eat your face.
He's just like an animal waiting to get loose. And you sit there like, damn, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And the cold part was, Mike Tyson was a heavyweight, but Mike Tyson was my height.
Yeah, he's a small
Fighting
guy.
guys like your height and maybe even bigger.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he was a big guy. He's a big guy. But you can see the confidence in the war. You can see the confidence start to wane, right? When a person is going through their battle, going through that physical fight, you can see their bodies start to take and absorb those shots, and they start to cringe up and tighten up and shrink, right? But you could also see it in the spirit. If you're watching, if you're paying attention to your own battles, how are you? Why are you shrinking up and cringing at every little hit that Satan is trying to throw at you, or he's hitting you with? Well, because your mind is not set on the Most High while you're fighting. You're worried about the punch.
Yeah.
You're worried about how hard am I going to hit back, instead of saying, I know I could fight, but where's my mindset at?
Right.
You know, that's why Paul said it. He said, fight, but not as one that beateth the air. Right? You're not air boxing. You're not air fighting. Right? Set your mind on the Most High and throw your best shot. It'll connect. It'll hit what it needs to hit.
That's true.
But where's your mind? Is it on throwing the best shot? Is it on hitting? Where's it at? Or is it on, let me just keep focused and in line with where the Most High wants me?
Yep. You know, if I can get one more, go to Psalms 46 and 10. 46 and 10, since we're talking about fighting and warring, right? You know, one thing that we got to realize is...
Lord, that teaching my hands of war.
I know. Oh, that's good too, though. But one thing that we got to realize is, you know, we are in a spiritual fight, right?
Yeah.
So that always has to be in your mind, like, damn, this is a spiritual fight. This is a spiritual war that I'm fighting. Every morning that you wake up. But the Most High said that he don't give you nothing that you're not able to bear, right? So you are able to bear it. So with what we were just going into, it's about everything is going to start with your mind whenever you go to war. Everything starts with your mind. So with that being said, read this.
Exodus chapter 46, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Be still.
Be what?
Be still.
Because a lot of the times during war, whenever you get hit, whenever situations pop up, whenever Satan presents himself in your life, and remember, who's the one that sends Satan to present himself in your life?
The Most High.
The Most High. Have you seen my servant Job? You see what I'm saying? So the Most High sends Satan to tempt you, but you don't get tempted above what you're able. You see what I'm saying? Everything that you get tempted at, every battle is something that you can overcome, but it all starts with where's your mind at. But read Psalms 46 and 10 again.
Psalms 46, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Be still.
Be what?
Be still.
Be what?
Be still.
Why? Why is it important to be still? It don't mean to just freeze up. What it's telling you is just relax. Why? Because what do? We make haste in time of trouble.
Come on.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2, right?
Just make not haste in the time of trouble.
That's exactly, but we do the opposite.
Yep.
Be still. A dog charges at you. What do? When's the last time y'all got charged by a dog? What do you do when a dog charges at you? Just take off and run?
Hell nah.
Sometimes you gotta be still, like, damn, like, is this dog really trying to, what's going on? You know what I mean? The scripture says be still, and I'm not saying to be still if a dog is charging at y'all. What I'm saying is, to just
No, but you don't-
relax and calculate.
But you don't run when a dog is charging you.
You gotta relax. It's a dog. You hit a dog one good time in the nose and he done.
Listen, there was one time me and him was riding bikes. This was like, we were riding our bikes a couple of years ago. And the woman was going into her yard. This is right in our neighborhood, the old neighborhood. And she opened her gate and the huge pit bull came storming out. Right? And he was on his bike. I just told him, I said, don't move. That's all I told him. I said, just stand there. I was like, I was screaming. I was like, man, get your dog. But this dog came out aggressive, tail up, back hair standing up, because the dog didn't know what was going on. So, you know, the dogs are going to do what? They're looking at what you're doing. So even in that situation, I just told him, I said, just stand there. And he stood on his bike. He just stood there. And the dog came, circled, smelled, and she just came and grabbed him. But if you'd have took off running, that dog would have been like, okay, mealtime, playtime.
I had a situation like that. I was had my daughter, my oldest daughter, she was 5 at the time, and I was walking to my aunt's house, and you know, and it was a corner, and we had to pass this corner house, and it was like not two Dobermans, and they were
Ew.
very, very territorial.
Yeah.
But sometimes they would leave them out, sometimes they wouldn't. But we knew, so I would kind of peek around the corner before we walked to see if they were out there. They weren't at the time. As soon as we hit the corner and walked, they both started charging at us. So I picked my baby up and I punched one of them in the mouth.
Yeah.
And the other one, they didn't do anything else. They just retreated.
Just ran off.
But I knew I couldn't run.
No.
I knew I couldn't run. But I did. But they did. They literally, one of them did literally came and charged, and I just punched it real hard. And then they just went away.
Stuff
And I was like,
right.
I won't be doing that again.
Listen, I remember one time I was in New York and I had my dog. My dog was probably a year old. And I'm walking him. And man, I hear a chain rattling and bro, all I know is this pit bull, you know, them dogs that got like their chest real wide. He comes sprinting and hopping over every gate because he seen my dog from a distance. And all you hear is his owner is calling him Buddha, Buddha, and he wasn't. So I'm looking at this dog charge, and I'm like, dang, he's gonna kill my dog. Bro, I grabbed my dog and just turned my back and just stood there. And he just stood there looking like, okay, what do I do? And then by the time he kind of was trying to figure out, his guy came and grabbed him. But yeah, I didn't panic. I just grabbed my dog and turned my back. I'm like, if you're going to bite me, you're going to have to bite me in the leg or something. But you ain't going to kill my dog. Right? But it confuses because they want to chase. Dogs are, now, depending on what it is, you're going to have to run. I'm not saying stand in front of a bear or something like that.
Lion.
Or a lion. But, you know, the point is what? Calm your mind and assess the situation.
Right.
Yep.
That's the whole point. Assess it. Think about your mind. Think about moving before you move, because your movement can be the thing that adds more tension to a situation.
Yep.
It adds more chaos and more confusion to a situation.
Yep.
That's all we're saying.
Okay. Yep. All right, we can go back.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 51. And when the tabernacle is seated forward, the Levites shall take it down, and when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And
So that was their job. Think about it. They couldn't go to war and pitch the tabernacle and break it down.
That's true.
Come on, man. You know how intricate that tabernacle was? All the different pieces and all the different staves and all the different little curtains and whimpers and this and that. You had a family for each aspect of the tabernacle. So they couldn't go to war, sacrifice all the animals, and carry the damn tabernacle and the Ark of the Covenant. Come on, man. And pray for you while you were fighting. Like, everyone had to do their. This is the thing. Even before we went to war, who went out before us? The Ark of the Covenant went with who? The Levites. The Levites did what? Who remembers the scripture? Before we went to any war, what did we do to that city? Well, yeah, in a way, but what we did was it said we would go and proclaim peace. Because it wasn't we weren't like animal dogs, right? I think it's I think it's Deuteronomy, where it said that we would go and, where does it say, don't take a coward to war? But before you go to war, you go proclaim peace on the city. And if they don't want to have peace, then you go to war. But the Levites, that Ark of the Covenant would go, right? Where's it at? It's maybe not Deuteronomy. Go out to battle against our enemies, right? There it is. It's Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 1. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 1.
Go ahead.
When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and see horses, and chariots, and people more than thou, be not afraid of them. For the
Right.
Lord thy God is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Is that the one I want? Go ahead.
And it shall be, when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people,
Right.
and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto the battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble.
Jump down. Right. Jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10, when thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace
Right.
unto it.
Go ahead.
And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee.
Right. You see that? So they would go with that ark. They would proclaim peace first before it was wartime. You see that? The Most High, he said, if at all possible, be at peace with all men. So when they saw that Ark of the Covenant coming, what did the nations know? Bow down or fight. Right? And more than likely, you're going to get rolled over. Right? The walls of Jericho fell because of the ark going around it and us yelling. We didn't even lift a sword. We blew the trumpet. We marched the ark around 7 times. Walls of Jericho on the ground. So think about that. It's like, do you want to go against the Most High? Nah. And then look at all the people he got with him. You see that? So the priests, man, they didn't go out and do that battling. They had their part. They had their part, but they weren't out there fighting the war. Else, who would be there to do the other parts? They couldn't do it all. Jump back.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 51. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard throughout their host. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony, and the children of Israel, that according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did they.
Yeah, I mean, the Levites were the ones that were going to sacrifice for any iniquity that the people had in them. So they were the ones that stayed the wrath of the Most High at all times.
Yep.
Right? That wrath was waiting at the wilderness front door to hit us. But what were the priests there? The priests were there as the mediators, right? In between the Most High and man at the time to stay that danger. Because, bro, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. It says that they wait upon earth in the time when they're needed. They're ready. Where you didn't know those fiery serpents came from in the wilderness? They were ready. Where you think the earth opened up and swallowed us? It was ready. It was here. But the priests served as that barrier. As long as they were doing their job and staying on top of their office, we were good.
And everything is always ready.
Sure.
Everything is always ready. When you just look, like, y'all be seeing, are those jumping spiders, like, dangerous?
I don't know.
Because, man, like, I be in the house sometimes, man, and you just see these spiders. They come from outside in the grass. I try to keep the grass cut, but them spiders is always like I don't know about the spiders, but I always think about like, damn, like if I ain't on point, the spider can always just.
Trust me, there's a brown
Get one.
recluse sitting in everybody's yard. I remember one day I was working out in the backyard, and I was jogging in the backyard doing like suicides or wind sprints, whatever, and I touched the gate and I kind of slid in my hand, and a brown recluse was right there trembling through the grass, and I was like, dang. Right there, my hand fell and I seen that thing move and I watched it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's one of them boys. That brown with the little spotted and that fat back, that thing was chunky. You already know when that thing bites you, you're gonna have a hole the size of this ram's horn wherever it bites you. That thing is gonna be pussing but think about it. I got all types of weird little snakes and frogs and all types of things just slithering. But they're ready. As soon as you act up, that brown recluse will be in your house, right in the kitchen, right inside your shoe. Put your shoe on, got you. What?
There was one in my room when I came downstairs and you were cooking for the house.
A spider?
That's the same spider that was in my room.
I don't think it was the same spider, son. There was a spider in his room. I mean, listen, there was the other day. I tell you about the bumblebee. I forgot how bumblebees look. That thing was huge, man. Come on. I don't know. Do they sting?
I don't know about those.
No, the big ones, they don't. The big, chunky ones.
Yeah, the bumblebees, they don't sting? Yeah, but it looked like it. And I wasn't going to give it a chance. But the point is, the Most High, he could use anything. He could use anything to correct us.
You know, that's why the scripture says he's not going to meet us as a man, because he's just going to use his creation to meet us. You see what I'm saying? When he comes at Esau, it's like Donald Juan was saying yesterday when Rome fell, all these things were happening, and on top of all the things happening, a mega or a super volcano erupted and took him out. Most High, he'll use. It's funny we're talking about this because when you read the Josephus, it tells you that Moses was telling Pharaoh, like, if you're against the Most High, that means that his creation is against you. So when you look at the earth, when we mess up, the Most High's creation automatically becomes against you. So when you look at these times, why it was important for the Levites to be there is because if you go into war and then the creation, the earth that the Most High created, you're going to war and you messed up, that means that the earth that you're fighting on is against you.
It could open up at any time and swallow you.
Yeah, like you sitting there fighting with a sword and you trip and fall because the Most High, you know, that rock was against you or that little pebble. You're done. You're dead. But it's like Achilles, right? He fighting old boy, and old boy tripped and fell, and then he's like, nah, my glory is not gonna go to a rock. Get up. You see what I'm saying? Like little things like that could happen to you while you're going to war. Why? Because the Most High's creation is not for you. That rock could have helped you, but that rock ended up making you fall. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it like now in today's times, you can get sick at any time. You can catch something. They say a sneeze goes like miles when you sneeze, right? So somebody that really got COVID or somebody that got like some type of disease can sneeze. Just open their window and sneeze out the car. And that sucker, that sneeze could be, the particles could be taken by the wind and literally just brought to you. Like here. But that's if the Most High's creation is against you. But if it's for you, then it'll be coming right at you, and then whoop, wind blows and all that particle blows to some Edomite or some Moabite or something, and you're fine. You see what I'm saying? So
Gotta stay on point. Gotta stay. Remember, he said he encampeth about his righteous with his angels. Right? And really, it's funny, we were talking about it yesterday. You choose to step out of that encampment.
It's true.
It's your actions. Surely the Most High will do nothing. He don't got to do anything but say, okay, look, Watch his back if he's doing good. Watch her back if she's doing good. And as soon as he's not, the angels are still there, but you stepped out of the circle. You stepped out of the encampment of the angels. And there's always evil angels, right? With fierce anger and indignation, ready to do what? Ready to do their job. Good angels do their job. Evil angels do their job. Who you want to be surrounded by? And we are the ones that literally jump back and forth between the two with our actions. That's all it is. It's our own actions that cause us to be encamped about by either good or bad. So let's jump back. What was that? Chapter, you were going into chapter 2? Any questions on chapter 1? Pretty straightforward. Go ahead, read chapter 2.
Numbers chapter 2, verse 1. And the Lord spake
I'll give y'all, it's like there was a sister in the camp a while back, and she, we don't teach, we teach, no, don't smoke weed, yada, yada, yada. And she decided that she was going to blaze one up, knowing what the scriptures say. And that same brown recluse spider, I think it bit her in the stomach.
Wow.
She had 2 belly buttons. Yeah. It bit her in the stomach. I mean, why else reason would you get bit by a spider?
Damn.
She admitted it, that she was blazing it up. She called that spider to her. Oh, ganja. Let me go see who's lighting that up. Right? And it bit her. I mean, that's just one of the many. There's so many, So, I remember there was another sister. It was when we were at the old school, and she had a high level of spirits on her that day, a high level, and you know how you turn. Remember at the old school where you're coming down, and you're coming down. What is that, Braeswood? Mm-hmm. And you got to make the left into the shopping center. But right here is those trees and bushes. You got to stop in the middle to make sure there's no traffic coming.
Right.
Her mind was just so distracted. She just kept going. And we heard it. Everybody, we heard it. We could see it. Man. And the first thing that we thought was like, oh wait, she got the kids in the car, because she always had them kids. She didn't, but her mind was just consumed with the negative of whatever situation she was dealing with. She didn't even see the car coming and just hit it head on. Yeah. Now, if you're moving a certain way and you're being observant and you're staying in the spirit, the Most High will shield you from those things. Yeah, how many times? Listen, I remember one time. This was just the other day. I was picking the kids up from school. I was super tired. I don't know why I was so tired. I was tired. I didn't get no sleep. Picking the kids up from school, and this is why I hate wearing flip flops when I'm driving. But I had on the flip flops when I'm driving, just to go grab them from school. And I did one of these. I took my glasses off. We were at the light, and I did this. My eyes were burning. I had my foot on the brake, so I thought. And the music was turned up a little bit, and I'm doing this, and the car is rolling. Yeah, the car was moving, and when I looked, I was like, "Oh!" And I hit the brake, and I might have came. I don't know how close to hitting the car in front of me. I'm surprised I didn't. Yeah, but something was just kind of like, look, and I was just like, oh. Didn't even think. The car was moving. I just hit the brake. But with the flip flops, it feels like the brake is being pushed, but it wasn't. So the car was like slightly rolling. I was like, oh man. It's little small things like that. I told y'all about the whole Rochester situation where they start fighting and shooting, and I'm sitting there next to the kid that they jumped. I'm sitting right next to him, and something was like, get up and go shoot, and I'm like, Get up and go shoot. My knees are shot, right? But I got up and did it. Next thing you know, they start beating up the dude sitting next to me. Then they start shooting. Yeah. So the Most High will always look out. But let's say I was out in Rochester moving a certain type of way, not doing what I was supposed to be doing. They would have probably mistaken me for him or thought I was with him. You see what I'm saying? And that could have been that. So you got to always be aware. You always got to be aware of what we're doing, how we're moving. Let's read on.
Numbers chapter 2, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house, far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. And on the east side toward the rising of the sun shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies. And Nashon the son of Amminadab shall be captain of the children of Judah, and his host, and those that were numbered of them were 314,600. And those that do pitch next unto him shall be the tribe of Issachar, and Nathaniel the son of Zuar shall be captain of the children of Issachar.
Any questions? Next reading. So you gotta read too. No. You're right. Oh. Yeah, my bad. You did read.
Amon Izar Shabbat Shal Yahawada Ban Yashar Allah when the visitor Amadim Barak
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatam.
Gosh, Carlos. I'll tell you about this too. I don't want them bars.
You're gonna be picking up in verse 6.
Yeah. Bro, heart attack, stroke. Wait, what?
Verse 6, you're gonna read to 35.
That's how Kevin Samuels got took out. Woke up, chest pains, heart attack.
Numbers chapter 2, verse 6. And his host, and those that were numbered thereof.
Can I just say one thing? I gotta say this. Go to Ecclesiasticus real quick. We're talking about the Most High. (18 and 21). We're talking about the spirits that the Most High creates to avenge his quarrel. One of the things is this right here. Read it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 18, verse 21.
Go ahead.
Humble thyself before thou be sick.
Yeah.
And in
You,
the
you,
time-
you have to listen. I know some of us are going through a lot of different things. And you got to understand where your sicknesses are coming from. All them chest pains and headaches and the high blood pressure and those things, that feeling of being weighed down with sickness. Well, he's saying to humble yourself before you be sick. You're supposed to humble before you get sick. But a lot of us are not equating the health issues with the lack of humility, the lack of wanting to be told, and the lack of listening. They go hand in hand. So remember, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, that lay on sore strokes and will not stop until they appease who created them. Why are we just got to understand what's going on. Your health is a big factor in what the Most High is trying to show you.
That's true.
All right. So if you're constantly dealing with the chest pains, headaches, and you taken every medicine and gotten every this and that, well, you need to humble down to what the Word is telling you to do. There's something in that Word that you're not doing while you're continually sick. I gotta say it because you got sisters dealing with certain things, you got brothers dealing with certain things, right? Let's be real, if your teeth are rotting in your mouth and you continue to drink sugary drinks and eat things that are gonna promote that, then shouldn't you listen and stop?
That's true.
Right? Or you're just gonna get your whole grill pulled out. You're just gonna walk around at 30 years old with no teeth in your mouth. You would want to listen and say, wait a minute, let me do the things that's going to prevent my teeth from falling out. Let me do the things that's going to prevent my heart from exploding. High blood pressure, that's a shrinking of your arteries. And the blood is trying to push through the tight artery. But that's going to give you a stroke or a heart attack. Something's going to fail. So maybe I should go on a fast and change my diet to relieve my arteries so that my heart doesn't give out. Right? It's simple little small fixes that we can do where the Most High is testing your humility. He's testing your ability to hearken and listen. That's all it is. That's all it is. We got to do a lot better at listening and stop acting like we know every damn thing, because you wouldn't be going through what you're going through if you did. You wouldn't have the ailments if you knew. Like, I wish I knew a lot of the things I know now when I was 20. When I was young and going off of just being young and youthful, I wish I knew to take care of my body and to fast and herbs and things like that. I would have been doing that young. I wouldn't be dealing with, I'm not dealing with a lot now. I feel great now. But I remember when I had the bad knees, when I couldn't make it up my damn steps without aching and paining. You know, I used to have the headaches.
Con.
And things like that. Well, I have to listen, first of all, and change and do what the Word said. So that's all I'm saying is, if you're going through these health problems, you gotta listen, man. You gotta listen. You gotta change it up. You have to do the things that are gonna help promote that health. You know, a lot of us deal with weighed down thoughts and carnal thoughts that weigh down your body. Your mind is weighing down your body with the negative. It's like you want all this free time and kick it time, but then for what? Just to be sick? When you should be using that time to free up your mind and seeing how could I be in better health. Instead of laying around, that ain't gonna do nothing for you. It ain't did nothing for you up to this point. Just laying around, right? You're still sick with all the free time. You're still going through with all the free time. So is it time or is it application of what you know? We got to get better at listening. We got to get better at applying what is being shown so we can all be in a lot better just health-wise and not have these things constantly affecting us. All right? Go ahead, read where you at.
Numbers chapter 2, verse 6. And his host, and those that were numbered thereof, were 50 and 4,400. Then the tribe of Zebulun, and Eliab, the son of Helon, shall be captain of the children of Zebulun. And his host, and those that were numbered thereof, were 50 and 7,400.
Whoa.
All that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100,000 and fourscore thousand, and 6,400 throughout their armies. These shall first set forth. On the south side shall be the standard of the camp of Reuben according to their armies. And the camp of the children of Reuben shall be Elizur, the son of Shedur, and his hosts. And those that were numbered thereof were 46,500. And those which pitched by him shall be the tribe of Simeon. And the captain of the children of Simeon shall be Shelumiel, the son of Zerushadai, and his host. And those that were numbered of them were 59,300. Then the tribe of Gad, and the captains of the sons of Gad shall be Eliasaph, the son of Ruel, and his hosts. And those that were numbered of them were 45,650. All that were numbered in the camp of Reuben were 100,050 and 1,450 throughout their armies. And they shall set forth in the second rank. Then the tabernacle of the congregation set forward with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp, as they encamped. So shall they set forward, every man in its place, by their standards. On the west side shall be the standard of the camp of Ephraim according to their armies. And the camp of the sons of Ephraim shall be Elishama, the son of Ahimahud, and his hosts. And those that were numbered of them were 40,500. And by him shall be the tribe of Manasseh. And the captain of the children of Manasseh shall be Gamaliel, the son of Pedahazar, and his host. And that were numbered of them were 32,200. Then the tribe of Benjamin, and the captain of the sons of Benjamin shall be Abidan, the son of Gideoni, and his hosts. And those that were numbered of them were 35,400. All that were numbered of the captain of Ephraim were 100,000 and 8,800 throughout their armies. And they shall go forward in the third rank. The standard of the camp of Dan shall be on the north side by their armies. And the captain of the children of Dan shall be Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, and his host. And those that were numbered of them were 62,700. And those that encamped by him shall be the tribe of Asher. And the captain of the children of Asher shall be Pagail, the son of Okran, and his hosts. And those that were numbered of them were 41,500. Then the tribe of Naphtali, and the captain of the children of Naphtali shall be Ahira, the son of Enan, and his hosts. And those that were numbered of them were 53,400. All they that were numbered in the camp of Dan were 100,050 and 7,600. They shall go hindmost in their standards. And those which were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers, all those that were numbered of the camps throughout their host were 600,000 and 3,550. But the Levites were not numbered among the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So they pitched by their standards. So they set forward, every one after their families, according to the house of their fathers.
Where you at?
Numbers chapter 3, verse 1.
I'm gonna read the 27.
27.
Yeah, the brother that's got his tooth pulled out. I am scared. I'm scared. I don't want that. He got a hole in his tooth. Yeah, you got me shook right now. You got me shook. I'm about to go home and go all the way in. 50,000 flosses, everything.
Want some pizza?
No, I don't even want to eat nothing no more now. Now that I've seen that, I never want to eat again.
Could always blend the pizza.
Oh,
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, he had to just get his tooth pulled out because it was It was hurting when they pulled it. It got a hole in the tooth. I ain't never seen. Yeah, I'm shook. I'm sitting here scared.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a way to remineralize your teeth, right? Did y'all know that?
I've seen it on
How
TikTok.
do you remineralize your teeth, Quadazop? How do you do that? Fast. That's all you do is fast.
Yep.
You intermittent fast and you can remineralize your teeth. I'm not saying you can get rid of whole cavities, but if they're starting and the enamel is getting weak, you can strengthen the enamel through fasting. All your teeth is made up of is calcium and bone, and is calcium and all different little minerals, trace minerals. But if you fast, your body goes into repair mode. That's why fasting is good. You could get your teeth back in order if they were slightly going bad, if you didn't know, or if you had something started. I remember way back I had a cavity starting on my canine tooth. That was probably 15 years ago. Nah, not that long ago. Maybe 10 years ago. I'm fine. You just gotta fast a little bit. Get rid of the things that's going to deteriorate your teeth. Sugar and acid. It loves to break down the enamel. So, thanks. Thank you, Ott, for getting me real nervous.
You back in the game, man.
I'm
You ready,
about to stay on top of my teeth game, dude. Because, bro, you gotta listen. Baking soda, charcoal. You use those things. It'll help to flush out that dirt. What's that?
I had a tooth. It was by my molars. That part of the back tooth at the top it was broken, and my nerve was sticking out. So I couldn't eat on that side. So every time I would eat, it would hit the nerve.
Yeah.
But they were able to take it out. But he didn't numb it all the way, but I could feel it when he pulled it out. But
I got a chipped wisdom tooth. I'm not. See, I can't do that. I can't do mouth pains.
He didn't drop my mouth all the way when he took my wisdom tooth out. And he had went in my mouth with the saw. He was sawing and cutting the bone.
Golly.
Yeah.
You know how big a wisdom tooth is?
Bro, it was like this big.
That's what I'm saying. I can't.
It literally goes down to your jaw.
It connects to it. They gotta break it off your jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Take it to your
good.
bone.
He took it out. I was like, whoa.
They gotta cut the gum. Yeah, see, I'm good. I'd rather just fast and not go through the pain.
God.
Yeah,
Jesus,
fast a
man.
little bit, change up the diet a little bit, do a little extra brushing, a little extra flossing.
Morning and nighttime.
Little, you get the water pick. Listen. The foods that you eat will help to help. They'll help you floss. They'll help you whiten. Blueberries and strawberries actually whiten your teeth for you.
Makes sense.
Eat more greens, and it'll help to get a lot of that stuff from in between your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Animal, when you chew those greens, when you're chewing up that food, yeah, it'll help to get a lot of that stuff out of your teeth.
Yeah, not a bad smell comes from eating. Yeah.
Yo, he got me nervous. Anyway,
Who's been to a dentist in here? Raise your hand.
for what though?
Anything.
I've just been for like a cleaning.
I've never been to a dentist my whole life.
Really?
Yep. Never.
Yeah, I haven't been in a while.
Bro, it's just very traumatic.
Yeah, it's very, very traumatic. Blood pressure go up.
Traumatic.
Zzz, you're like, oh, wait a minute, what's happening?
If there's anything that can make you cry,
Oh,
I was in there crying,
I've
bro.
never been to a dentist.
Yeah.
I was in there crying.
I've only went for teeth cleanings. They do the X-rays. Oh, you're fine.
Shoot.
I remember one time I went with my kid's mom, and we were making a bet like who was gonna have all the cavities. Dude, she had 19 cavities in her mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, I had 0. She had 19. I was like, whoa, you gotta all that candy, man.
I never had a cavity.
And it's genetics too. It's genes.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's genes also, but you gotta take care of your mouth. You gotta brush. You gotta brush, and you have to stop using mouthwash with alcohol. Stop doing that. That alcohol, it dries out your mouth. It gives you cotton mouth, and a dry mouth is gonna breed bacteria. You need wet mouth. You need your mouth to have saliva to carry and kill. Your saliva combats the acid and disease in your mouth and kills a lot of that negative that's in there, right? So a stagnant mouth is going to be dry and cotton, and that's where a lot of disease and bacteria breed. But alcohol does that. You know, you drink alcohol, you start to get dry mouth.
Yep.
It's the same alcohol. It's the same thing that's in mouthwash. So change your mouthwash to non-alcohol mouthwash, or just use peroxide. Your body produces peroxide. It ain't gonna be. It's not bad for you. Just squirt you some peroxide, right? Spit it out. Anyway,
Eesh.
I had braces years ago. When I was a kid, I used to fight grown dentists. Yeah, that dentist is a bro. I can tell you how I have not had to deal with that. He just set my whole mind in order. He just set my mind in order. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm about to go dig all the way in. I have dental tools. I got the pick, I got the scaler, I got all those things. So yeah, I get in there with the metal and I dig off the plaque. You gotta do it. If you're not gonna go, you gotta do it.
That's true.
Because that buildup is not gonna be good. You get gum disease, you gotta scale your gums and do all that stuff. Anyway. Whew. That made my stomach hurt.
Oh. Numbers.
Yeah. Read to
27.
Con.
Numbers chapter 3 and verse 1. These also are the generations of Aaron and Moses in the day that the Lord spake with Moses in Mount Sinai. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nabal, the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests which were anointed, which were consecrated to minister in the priest office. And Nabal and Abihu died before the Lord, which they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. And they had no children. And Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest's office in the sight of Aaron their father. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister unto him. And they shall keep his charge, and the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation, to do the service of the tabernacle. And they shall keep all the instruments of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the charge of the children of Israel, to do the service of the tabernacle. And thou shalt give the Levites unto Aaron and to his sons. They are wholly given unto him out of the children of Israel. And thou shalt appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall wait on their priest office. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the Lord spake unto Moses, And I, behold, I have taken the Levites among the children of Israel instead of all the firstborn that opened the matrix among the children of Israel.
Right, because remember, back in, I believe it was Exodus, the Most High set it up where he was going to take the firstborn of all the males for the priesthood. Then he switched it up and said, okay, we'll just take the whole tribe of Levi. So he's reiterating that here. Go ahead.
Therefore, the Levites shall be mine, because all the firstborn are mine. Question. So that means all the firstborn are still the Lord's, right? That's what he's saying.
Yeah, in the technical sense, but as far as the priesthood, it's just the Levites.
Okay.
Remember, the Most High, when you look at sacrificing, lamb of the first year, the first one, right? Yeah, so, yeah, in a technical sense, but for the priesthood, it was just the Levites. At this time. Now, it ain't about just the firstborn and the secondborn. You're a generation of kings and priests.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so through time that's changed. But, you know, what was it about that firstborn? The firstborn is what?
Inherit all things.
Well, that was his strength.
That was your strength. He was the one that he was going to inherit what you had, but he represented your strength. You see that? But if you understood that, wait a minute, even though I'm giving that firstborn to the Most High, I'm not losing strength. I'm actually building my strength. right?
Okay.
But the mind of man is what? I'm losing out. So he was making it a purpose to show you're not going to lose nothing by giving up this firstborn. You're not losing. You're actually gaining.
Okay.
Right. Working on their faith, things like that. Mm-hmm.
For on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I hallowed unto me all the firstborn in Israel, both man and beast. Mine shall be they, shall they be. I am the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the children of Levi after the house of their fathers, by their families, every male from a month old and upward shalt thou number them. And Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, as he was commanded. And these were the sons of Levi by their names, Gershon, and Kohath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their families, Libni and Shimei. And the sons of Kohath by their families, Amram and Izahar, Hebron and Uzziel.
So when you look at verse 17, and these were the sons of Levi by their names, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, they were considered tribes, like within the Levites. You had the Kohathites, the Gershonites, and the Merarites. So they were, when you look at these families, because they all had specific duties within the Levite priesthood, they didn't all do the same thing. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And the sons of Merari by their families, Mahali and Mushai, these are the families of the Levites according to the house of their fathers. Of Gershon were the family of Libnites, and the family of Shemites. These are the families of the Gershonites.
See that? The Gershonites? Gershon. Go ahead.
Those that were numbered of them, according to the number of all the males, from a month old and upward, even those that were numbered of them were 7,500.
Think about that. 7,000 from one little family. That's insane. 7,000 family members? Wow. Bruh, come on.
Yep.
But they all had the priest's duty. They all had the duty. Let's see here. The Gershonites shall. Right. Watch what they do. Go ahead.
The family of the Gershonites shall pitch behind the tabernacle westward.
So that's where they were, behind the tabernacle on the west side. Tabernacle in the middle. 3 tribes, north, east, south, west. On the west, you had Gershon, or the Gershonites. Go ahead.
Of the chief of the house of the father of the Gershonites shall be Elisaph, the son of Lael. And the charge of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation shall
Right.
be the tabernacle.
Right.
And the tent, the covering thereof, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle.
So now it's telling you what they were in charge of. The tent, the hanging, the ram's furs dyed red, the door, right? They were in charge of these things. Go ahead.
Of the congregation, and the hangings of the court, and the curtain for the door of the court, which is by the tabernacle, and by the altar, and round about, and the cords of it for all the service thereof. And of Kohath was the family of the Amramites, and the family of the Izaharites, and the family of the Hebronites, and the family of the Uzzielites. These are the families of the Kohathites.
Kohathites. Right. That was 3 and 27.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Any questions on that? So y'all see how this priesthood is being now broken down by family, right? And it is why to keep order. I designate these 7,000 people to this one office. Guess what's going to happen? Nothing of the temple, of the tabernacle should be left behind when we leave, because you got 7,000 eyes. Well, 14,000 eyes, 14,000 hands, 7,000 minds on what needs to be taken with us when we leave.
Wow.
How it's being put together. But even in that 7,000, there had to be order, structure. Everybody couldn't be the leader. That's why he set up a leader, even in the tribe. Right? Go ahead. Where you at?
It's Numbers chapter 3, verse 28.
Everybody checking their teeth now. Everybody worried about their teeth. Okay.
This is Numbers chapter 3, verse 28. In the number of all the males from a month old and upward were 8,600, keeping the charge of the sanctuary. The families of the sons of Kohath shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle southward, and the chief of the house of the father of the families of the Kohathites shall be Elizaphan, the son of Uzziel, and their charge shall be the ark, and the table, and the candlestick, and the altars, and the vessels of the sanctuary wherewith they ministered, and the hanging, and all the service thereof. And Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest shall be chief over the chief of the Levites, and have the oversight of them that keep the charge of the sanctuary. And Merari was the family of the Mahalites, and the family of the Mushites. These are the families of Merari. And those that were numbered of them, according to the number of all the males from a month old and upward, were 6,200. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of Merari was Zuriah, the son of Abiel. These shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle northward. And under the custody of the charge of the sons of Merari shall be the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and the vessels thereof, and all that serveth thereto. And the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords. But those that encamp before the tabernacle toward the east, even before the tabernacle of the congregation eastward, shall be Moses and Aaron and his sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary for the charge of the children of Israel. And the stranger that cometh near shall be put to death. All that were numbered of the Levites, which Moses and Aaron numbered at the commandment of the Lord throughout their families, all the males from a month old and upward were 22,000. And the Lord said unto Moses, number all the firstborn of the males of the children of Israel, from a month old and upward, and take the number of their names. And thou shalt take the Levites for me. I am the Lord, instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites, instead of all the firstlings among the cattle of the children of Israel. And Moses numbered, as the Lord commanded him, all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and all the firstborn males by the number of names, from a month old and upward, of those that were numbered of them, were 22,213. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of their cattle. And the Levites shall be mine. I am the Lord. And for those that are to be redeemed of the 213 of the firstborn of the children of Israel, which are among the Levites, thou shalt even take 5 shekels apiece by the poll. After the shekel of the sanctuary thou shalt take them. The shekel is 20 gerahs. And thou shalt give the money wherewith the odd number of them is to be redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons. And Moses took the redemption money of them that were over and above them that were redeemed by the Levites. Of the firstborn of the children of Israel took he the money, 1,365 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And Moses gave the money of them that were redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons, according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. That's the end of chapter 3. Any questions? All right. I'm going to read to verse 20 of chapter 4. This is chapter 4, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, take the sum of the sons of Kohath from among the sons of Levi, after their families by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even until 50 years old, all that enter into the host to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. This shall be the service of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation about the most holy things. So this is Kohath. This is Kohath and his family getting this charge from the Most High. Charge meaning a duty, right, or an order. So this is them getting the order from the Most High about their service that they're going to do in the tabernacle. And it was a very high position that they were getting. That's why when Kohath moved the way he moved, the Most High had the earth swallow him up, him and his family up. It's not like he didn't have.
Wait, Kohath? What do you mean? Wait,
Wasn't that Kohath that the earth swallowed up?
that was Korah.
Korah. Oh,
Yeah,
my bad,
that was,
my
yeah.
bad.
I'm like, wait a minute, huh? No, that was
Oh.
Korah and Dathan.
Slakia.
Yeah, different person.
Kohath and
But
Korah.
Korah was still, remember, Korah was still a Levite, Moses' family member.
Slakia, I thought it was Korah. I thought
Yeah.
it was Kohath.
No.
The names are similar.
Yeah, the names are similar.
So
My
technically,
bad.
he still had a function in the tabernacle because he was a part of it.
So Levite, yeah, he was older, so he would more probably be. He was older than Moses, and that was one of his calling cards that I'm older. So he was probably more as like an advisor, more as a counselor.
Right.
He was more in an elder position. That's why he was toting that he should be leading Israel.
Con.
But still, I mean, he was still swallowed up. So what he's saying is
Swallowed
right.
up.
It's the wrong person.
Yeah, wrong person.
Can I
Slakia.
get that tissue, please?
Salakia. All right, so verse 3. From 30 years old and upward, even until 50 years old, all that enter into the host to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. This shall be the service of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregations about the most holy things. And when the camp setteth forward, Aaron shall come and his sons, and they shall take down the cover and veil, and cover the ark of the testimony with it. And shall put thereon the covering of badger skins, and shall spread over it a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put in the staves thereof. And upon the tabernacle of the Slakia, verse 7, and upon the table of the showbread they shall spread a cloth of blue, and put thereon the dishes of the spoons, and the bowls, and coverings to cover withal, and the continual bread shall be thereon. And they shall spread upon the cloth of scarlet, and cover the same with a covering of badger skins, and shall put it in the staves thereof. They shall take a cloth of blue, and cover the candlesticks of light, and his lamps, and his tongs, and his snuff dishes, and all the oil vessels thereof, wherewith they minister unto it. And they shall put it on, and all the vessels thereof, with a covering, within a covering of badger skins, and shall put it upon a bar. And upon the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of badger skins, and shall put to the staves thereof. And they shall take all the instruments of ministry wherewith they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a cloth of blue, and cover them with a covering of badger skins.
Remember, the badger skin is not the badger that we're used to. The little water animal with the big tail. When you look up the badger, it was just an antelope or some type of deer. So it wasn't nothing unlawful that we were using for the tabernacle. Not badgers, like the little
Wood chewing thing.
little wood. Yeah, he makes the dams and all that stuff. No, this was actual. When you look it up in the it was another word for deer or antelope. Lawful animals. All right.
Okay. And cover them with a covering of badger skins, and shall put them on a bar. This is verse 13. And they shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth thereon. And they shall put upon it all the vessels thereof, wherewith they minister about it, even the censers and the flesh hooks, and the shovels, and the basins, and all the vessels of the altar. And they shall spread upon it a covering of badger skins, and put to the staves of it. And when Aaron and his sons have made an end of covering the sanctuary and all the vessels of the sanctuary, as the camp is to set forward after that, the sons of Kohath shall come to bear, but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. These things are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation. And to the office of Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest pertaineth the oil for the light, and the sweet incense, and the daily meat offering, and the anointing oil, and the oversight of all the tabernacle, and of all that therein is, in the sanctuary, and in the vessels thereof. The Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Cut ye not off the tribe of the families of the Kohathites from among the Levites, but thus do unto them, that they may live and die, and not die. when they approach unto the most holy things, Aaron and his sons shall go in and appoint them every one to his service and to his burden. But they shall not go in to see when the holy things are covered, lest they die. All right, we're going to go to Hosea chapter 2 and verse 1. Any questions?
Back here losing it. My turn?
Nah. Hosea chapter 2 verse 1.
Right, so y'all see the different duties, the different duties for these different families. There's a lot going on in the tabernacle. There was a lot going on in the tabernacle. Listen, they weren't even talking about the cleanup of all the blood and the altar and all that stuff. But there was a lot going on. Right, so where are we at?
Hosea chapter 2 and verse 1. Say ye unto your brethren, and me, and to your sisters, Ruhamah, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts.
Yeah, Ruhamah is my beloved or loved, and Ami, my people. Right? So, you know, when you read this chapter, what's the Most High going to go into? Well, what does it always go into? Israel's whoredom. But he's reminding us in the beginning, look, you're my people, you're my beloved. He said, plead with your mother, right? What does it say? Verse 2.
Mother. Verse 2. Plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband.
Yeah, because we committed adultery with all them other idols, right? The Canaanite gods, the Egyptian gods, all these other, the Assyrian gods, we ran off with them thinking that they were going to save us. Go ahead.
Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. For their mother hath played the harlot. She that conceived them hath done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers, that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink.
What's that sound like? If you don't want to serve the Most High with joyfulness and gladness, you're going to serve your enemies in nakedness and hunger and in thirst.
28.
Yeah. So you said, okay, this is what you want? Here, look.
Let's see.
Let's see how they treat those that hate you. Let's see how they treat you. And why you commit your whoredoms, what does it say about the children of whoredom and adultery? It says that they will not take root.
Yep.
Why can't our people as a whole take root? Well, why? Because we come from adulterous whoredom and whorish upbringings spiritually. Go ahead.
Take root. What is it? I understand what you're saying, but it means like
Take root. When something takes root, like just think about a plant. When you uproot a plant, it dies. So for a plant to take root or to have a good upbringing, it needs to be rooted in that earth.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
to take root means to either it's not gonna prosper all the way, or it's gonna just die. Yep. Look at David's situation when he committed adultery with Bathsheba. His firstborn son didn't take root at all. He died. Right?
Yep.
But you have it even in today's society. You got a lot of men and women committing adultery, having kids. They're not just all dying, but just look at our situation as a whole.
Right.
It's that adulterous, whorish mind state that's in our people
Yeah.
that's taking root more than righteousness.
Yeah,
So you see what comes from it.
It's like when you look at like the spirit of our people, like the spirit of our people shows like it's just everything is so negative. There's ain't nothing positive coming from our people that's in the world right now. So you could see how their lives, you could see how they didn't take root just in their lives spiritually. Like, yeah, they may have kids, yeah, they may reproduce, but guess what? It's just this constant, we're gonna reproduce and be in the ghettos and the slums. And
Right.
we're not gonna prosper. You see what I'm saying? So like, and even for those that do make it out of the ghettos and slums, because that's a lot of people's mentality now is, let's make it out the ghettos and the slums, but that still doesn't mean that they take root. Why? Because spiritually they're so messed up that,
Yeah.
you know, when a plant takes root, it grows and then it bears fruit. Just look at our people. Our people's not producing fruit. So yes, we have kids, but those kids is like, damn, like why do we even have them? You know what I mean? Like we just gave birth to monsters, like the scripture says.
Right.
So we stay in the ghettos and the slums. Even if we make it out, our relationships don't take root. You know what I mean? The kids don't take root. Or if we do never leave the ghettos and the slums, our jobs, our prosperity there, we stay working the minimum wage jobs, and so we never take root. We just stay at the bottom. We stay base forever. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
and that's why it's important now with what we're doing, us as Israelites, you know, you got to see what we're doing it for. All this is not about necessarily us, but it's about the generations and the generations to come. And so that I'll give you all a good example. The same Edomite that I was talking about that made the jokes about the Navy, he talked about how, you know, he had this nice house, pool in the backyard, and he had 9 grandkids. And he had bought a fridge. He has 3 fridges because when his grandkids come over, he's like, they eat up everything. And they just want to be in the pool. But this is the cold part. When he passes, those grandkids, they're gonna inherit what he has. The mom, his wife, she owned a parking lot. She owned the land of out there in Lake Conroe of this really nice restaurant that the restaurant paid her. They paid her $6,000 every month, and they made it into a parking lot for their restaurant. And that restaurant is not going to ever go away from what he said. Like, there's like boats that come in, and everybody get off the boat right there and go to the restaurant. It's like at a prime location. But when she passes,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
when she passes, that is going to go down to their kids. You see what I'm saying? They leave an inheritance, like the scripture says, a wise man leaves an inheritance. Now, I know that's carnal. I know that's a carnal inheritance that they leave, but when you look at us and not taking root, we leave a terrible carnal inheritance if we do.
We leave debt.
We leave debt. We leave the funeral bill. That's what we leave. We leave our families in messed up situations when we die, or when we don't take care of our health and our families end up having to take care of us. We put them in a crappy situation. But when you look at the spiritual inheritance that we leave, like, I'll give you a good example. That man was with his wife for 57 years. Where's that at in our families? Where it's like, oh yeah, my grandparents been together for this and long, and maybe there's a few of that left, because they are our grandparents now, but in this era, when I become a grandparent, you know what I'm saying? Or when y'all become grandparents, where is that going to be at?
Right.
The inheritance of even being able to see these two people still together, that's not even there. You know what I mean? When you look at the other sides of the inheritance of, like, we still talk about it as a people, like, man, we're the first one, I'm the first one to graduate high school, or I'm the first one to graduate college. Why? Because where's the inheritance? Where's the spiritual inheritance?
Yeah.
Where is that at? What we leave back for our kids? We leave back for our kids our kids get to see us do drugs, do liquor, beat our wives. They get to see us arguing.
Yeah.
That's the inheritance that we leave.
That's true.
And that's just to name a little bit. They get to see us not be responsible with our money. They get to see us not be responsible at all. That's what we leave to our kids, so our kids naturally don't take root. You know what I mean?
God.
So, but what we have now, being in the truth, is all that is supposed to be getting reversed. Where it is like, oh, okay, you know what? I may not be able to leave the nice carnal things for my kids, but at least I can leave them with the mindset and a strong spirit and a strong mentality where the carnal things may come later if the Christ don't come back, but a good mind is above everything. You know what I mean? A good and stable mind and pure mentality in these times is worth everything. And our people's not leaving that right now for our kids.
Right.
But we have the opportunity to leave that to our kids. Especially since we never really had it coming up, you know. So, when this is back at Hosea chapter 2, start at verse 5. For their mother hath played the harlot. She hath conceived them. She that conceived them hath done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread and my water, and my wool and my flax, and mine oil and my wine. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns, and make a wall that she shall not find her paths. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now. For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and mine wine. Verse 9. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax given to cover her nakedness. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of mine hand.
Yeah, all that corn, all that wine is the blessings, right? It's the show of prosperity that we attribute to what? Who is Baal in this sense today? Ourselves. The black man, right? I did it myself. Nobody helped me. Look at all these celebrities, and they'll do the whole, I came up on my own. Nobody was with me. You wasn't in the gym shooting with me, right? I did this. I gotta, what's the new thing? I gotta invest in me. But what about investing in what gave you the blessings and the prosperity? And that's where we mess up, because we'll attribute all these things, all of our good blessings, and we'll attribute all that to ourselves. But then anything that negative comes, we'll always say, oh, that was Satan. Satan's on the prowl. No, you're on the prowl.
Yeah, that's true.
You're on the prowl for yourself. You're the negative in your own life, and the Most High is the blessing. But he said when he takes that away, you're going to be acting lewd. You're going to be looking lewd, loose out there in them streets with no covering, right? With no direction, with no blessings. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Verse 11. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. And I will destroy her vines and her fig trees, whereof she has said, these are my rewards that my lovers hath given me. And I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. Take over.
What do I read to? 22. 13. And I will visit upon her the days of Balaam, where she burned incense to them. And she decked herself with earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers and forgat me, saith the Lord. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. And I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be in that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Isha, and shalt call me no more Baalai. Right? Isha is husband, my husband, right? Right. So it shall be that in that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me husband, right? And thou shalt call me no more Baalai. So we're gonna commit all. Basically, it's like this: we're gonna commit all this adultery. The Most High is gonna take care of us. We're gonna commit all the adultery like we're doing now, right? But now, what are we saying to the Most High? You my husband again. What that sound like? That sound like some old hood Jerry Springer, right? But you know what's the coldest part? That's the thing that be happening in our communities, man. It'd be all adulterous situations, and then all of a sudden you bethink yourself, and you look at the man you cheating with, and you like, damn, he ain't better than the man that I'm cheating on. Let me go back to my first love, right? Husband, and he supposed to do what? Just take you back? Well, go read Jeremiah. Read Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter, when y'all get a chance. Is it not greatly polluted? Right? Should he take us back? Should he take you back? Now that's his discretion, but the Most High, he's taking us back. But think about how much it's going to take to clean us up before he fully takes us back. You call him husband all you want, and is he calling you wife? That's the that's the question. 17, for I will take away the names of Balaam out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. Right? The names of Balaam, all these gods that we worship, right? For all these different feasts and holidays and just all the different things that we're on. If y'all are cold, you can hit the thing. I've been over here turning into an icicle the whole class. If y'all want, I mean, my hands are so cold, they're ashy. If you want to turn it up, it's at 74 right now. 2 degrees spike won't hurt. Right? Yeah. Yeah, my joints are like my hands are tight. It's so cold. The AC, man, is right there. Right? I'll read verse 18. And in that day I will make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of the heaven, with the creeping things of the ground, and I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and I will make them lie down safely. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. So he's saying that he gonna take us back. He's gonna betroth us forever. But think about how much we were already betrothed to the Most High. Think about it. We broke the wedlock. We broke the betrothal. Egypt and all that was the betrothal stages, the wilderness, and we broke it. Right? I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercies. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord. So think about it. We can't come back as the same old hoe that we were. Now we got to be faithful, right? Now you got to be righteous. Now you got to have loving kindness and mercy. You see that? We can't come back as the same people that we were when we was adulterous. You see that? We got to change. It shall come to pass in that day I will hear, saith the Lord, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. And the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. Is that it? I'll read 23. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. Right? All those captivities we went through, even now, we're not really obtaining the Most High's mercy to the full extent. Right? But and I will say unto them which were not my people, thou art my people, and they shall say, thou art my power. So that's what we're coming back to, where we denied the Most High at every turn, but now we're coming back and saying, we need you back. We need the Most High, right? We're acknowledging that this world is filthy, and the Most High is the only power that matters. Let's go to Matthew 4 and verse 1. Matthew 4 and verse 1. Y'all know this story, right? Yahushai being tempted of the devil, the tempter, right? Matthew 4:1. Then was Yahushai led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterwards and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command these stones to be made bread. He said we're part-time lovers. Yeah, we definitely part-time lovers. Part-time lovers. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, if thou be the Son of the Most High, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee. And this is what we were talking about earlier. The Most High has given his angels charge concerning all of us, the righteous, right? But the ones that don't want that charge to be over them, he ain't going to force you. You're just going to step away from their charge. The charge is control. You're just going to step out of their control. It's easy. Just be negative, right? Just be negative. There's other angels waiting to take charge. Evil angels with fierceness and with anger, right? And in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And that's in Psalms 91 and verse 11. Yahushua saith unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. I believe the Most High got me, but I'm not going to do 150 down the highway. I don't trust the car. I don't trust the belts. I don't trust the other drivers. I'm not going to tempt the Most High to see how much he got me. He's showing me daily that he got me. I don't got to go test fate, hop out of an airplane, test my airbag. I don't got to do those weird things. Basically, you're not going to put yourself in harm's way to see if the Most High got you or not.
Come on.
Right? Yeah, let me jump off this building and see if the angels bear me up. More than likely, you're going to fall. More than likely, you're going to fall to your death. So don't tempt the Most High. Oh, brothers, I remember that back in the day. Brothers be just flying. Most High got us. But not in stupidity. Not when you're doing 120 miles an hour down the road with open containers for no reason. He ain't got you then. So we don't tempt the Most High, man. 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them. And saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Yahushua unto him, get thee hence, Satan. See, resist the devil and he will flee from you. A lot of the times we're taken through these same situations where Satan, the devil, the evil deceiver, is giving you all these different things that you can attain if you just cease off the word and just follow him. And instead of resisting, you meddle with the thoughts. You're like, so I wonder if I do, how can I maneuver around what Satan is giving me and still be part of the word? Well, you can't. That's the trick. That's the devil in the details. You can't maneuver with Satan and still hold to the Bible. You can't serve two masters. But if you try to wrestle in your thoughts, like, so, man, how do I do this but still do that? No, you're gonna probably succeed for a little bit. Then at some time you're gonna give one up. Yahushua didn't even play with the thoughts. He said, get behind me, right? Get away from me. Right? Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him. Damn, that was simple. Resist the devil and he shall flee from you. All you got to do is put up some resistance. All you got to do is put up a little bit of a, nah, I'm good. Next. No, I'm good. Next. No, that's not what the Bible said. Next. and guess what? He'll be gone. But then guess what the devil is doing when he leaves? He's retooling his tactics on how to approach you the next time, because he don't come to you the same time every time.
You're gone.
So he retools, but what are you doing? Are you retooling? Are you re-weaponizing yourself to stand against the wiles of the devil? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. He's retooling at every chance he gets. What about you? The time when he flees is the time for you to retool and to refresh that armor and to refresh that garment and to refresh that mind. 11. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, the angels came and ministered unto him. Then when Yahushua had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the seacoast at the borders of Zebulun and Nephthalim, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Nephthalim by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up. From that time, Yahushua began to preach and to say, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Think about this. If Yahushua would have failed right here, woo! Woo! If he would have failed right here, remember, John the Baptist was still doing his thing. If Yahushua fails right here, there's no 12 apostles. If he would have failed his temptation, just think about it. He was tempted in all manner as all we were. But if he would have failed right here and gave in to Satan, where's the 12 coming from? Because right after this, as soon as you go in, right after this is when he starts pulling the 12 towards him.
That's true.
Right? And Jesus walking by. So right after 17, 18, Yahushua walking by the seacoast of Galilee saw two brethren. So now the 12 are starting to be gathered. But imagine if he fails after his fasting and fails the test. This was the test. Ecclesiasticus, the second chapter. My son, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Here goes Yahushua's Ecclesiasticus 2. So right off the bat, he was promised riches and the world.
Damn.
Think about how great of a man he was. Right off the bat, Satan was trying to give him the world.
That's true.
Satan knows how powerful Yahushua was. And he was trying to diminish that power by giving him something that could equate in Satan's eyes, but not in Yahushua's eyes.
Yeah.
Just think about that. Think about it like this. The bigger the enticement, right? It's like, it's supposed to make you question more. Like if your job came to you and was like, we're going to give you, out of nowhere, we got $30,000 raise per year for you. Shouldn't your antennas go up and be like, wait a minute, so what I got to do for that? 30 grand ain't a small, that's some people's whole salary for the year.
It is.
Right? So wait a minute, 30,000? Hell yeah, but pump brakes. What do I got to do for that 30? What extra?
Yeah, what's the catch?
What's the catch? The bigger Satan's temptation, you got to be asking, wait a minute, what's the catch? But then before you ask what's the catch, you got to know that it's something Satan tempting you. So you shouldn't be worried about the catch. You should be worried about get behind me, Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any questions on that? That's it for the reading. We're not going to hit the Apocrypha because, like I said, I'm trying to get, I think we got one more week. I think next week, VA, and the week after, I think we should be caught up together. What's that? You got a question?
I did on verse 16.
Okay.
Can you explain that one to me?
Verse.
Matthew 4 and 16.
Verse 6. Matthew 4, 16. Right. So let's go to the quote. Right? Because who quoted that? Isaiah, right?
Yeah. It's 9 and 1. It It's actually 9 and 2, but you can start at verse 1.
Right. Read that real quick.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 1. Nevertheless, the dimness shall not be such as was in her vexation. When at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, in Galilee of the nations. Me too. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shined. Thou hast multiplied.
That was it. That was it. So,
Give me one sec. Right, so we know the quote is in Isaiah, right? I'm just trying to get a little context.
My question was mainly on the,
Right.
saw the great light, you did the light, I was just trying to understand.
Well, Isaiah was given prophecy, so now the prophecy is being fulfilled. Yahushua is the light.
yeah.
The people in darkness are who? That's us, right? The land of Zebulun and the land of the Naphtali. So you got Zebulun and Naphtali by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness saw great light. So the people of when Yahushua walked through, our people, what do they see? They see the light now. They see Yahushua. And to them which sat in the region of the shadow of death, light is sprung up. So all it was, Isaiah was given the prophecy of Yahushua going through that land, and the people were going to come out of darkness. How? He taught them. He taught them that they were no longer Gentiles, right? That they were the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So, what's that?
It's like, I'll read verse 23.
Where at?
Matthew's 4:23.
Okay.
Same chapter. It's like it says, and Yahushua went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing all manner of sickness and all manner of diseases among the people. So when he was moving through Zebulun and Naphtali, that was the light that they saw. They saw the light. You can't hear light, but they heard him, they saw him. So they saw him healing all manner of sicknesses and diseases, and they heard him preaching the gospel. So when they were sitting in the darkness, it's just symbolic, like they were in the shadow of like how we are.
Yeah, the darkness is the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Remember, it says darkness will cover the people, and gross darkness
Yeah.
the earth, I think. But that was that us not knowing who we were. It said the Galilee of the Gentiles. So these were Israelites that were lost. They saw that light. They got that wisdom to know, oh, wait a minute, you're not a Gentile, right? You're not a Gentile. You're a Zebulonite, or you're a Naphtali. You from the tribe of Naphtali. You from the tribe of Zebulon. If those people were still there, or whatever tribe they were from. So that's what that was. That was Yahushua being that wisdom, teaching his people, waking them up out of darkness. We read it, what do you say? The gospel, Isaiah 60 and 61.
Yeah.
Isaiah 61 and 1, right?
Yeah.
He said, free the captives, break the chains, preach the gospel, heal the sick.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what Yahushua was doing. He was freeing the people's minds that were lost. But Isaiah prophesied it, that he would do that.
Yeah, the gross darkness is 60, verse 2.
You said what?
The gross darkness is 60, verse 2. It says, for behold,
Where, Isaiah?
Isaiah 60,
Yeah.
verse 2. Yeah.
You can read it.
Isaiah 60 verse 2 says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's what's happening now. That light, we're seeing the light, that wisdom illuminate us and pull us out of the darkness of what we've been shown in America. I mean, think about what we've been shown as a people, how to operate.
Con.
So when it says, the region is shadow of death light, what is,
You said what?
in the same, in Matthew 4:16.
Right, and the region and the shadow of death, light is sprung up. Well,
Oh, light, okay. So
yeah,
it's
light.
Death light is, okay.
Right. Think about it. Yahweh Shai is that light. So remember, Isaiah was prophesying the coming of the Messiah. Right? That what? That he prophesied it in many chapters. Isaiah 9, Isaiah 53? The branch of the stem of Jesse. Right? Isaiah 53?
Jesse, that's 11 to 1.
No. What's Isaiah 53 where it said it pleased him to bruise him?
Yeah.
Right, but there's a few chapters where Isaiah was prophesying the coming of the Messiah, right, and what he would be doing. So what did he prophesy? That the people's going to be going through torment, death, anguish, but then the light is going to come, spring up, and take them out of darkness.
Wow.
Through what? How did Yahweh Shai do it? How did he take us out of darkness? Even to today, we're just learning. We're teaching. He's teaching.
Right.
So that valley of death, that shadow, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. We're always in the valley of the shadow of death.
Con.
When we ain't got Yahweh Shai, when we ain't got that light,
Con.
when we ain't got that light illuminating our path.
Psalms 23.
Think about it. There's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ways there are of death. Why? Because that path ain't illuminated. It says the law is the perfect light. Let me get it real quick. What does it say about the law being the light? The law is the light that.
Shine us more and more.
No, watch. Law, light. It's okay, I might be right. Proverbs 6:23. Yeah, Proverbs 6:23.
Commandment is a lamp.
Right.
Proverbs chapter 6 verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp,
Right.
and the law is light.
So what was Yahweh Shai teaching the people to bring them out of death? Well, we know that sin kills. The law is the light, the lamp that's going to light our feet. Go ahead.
And reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Right. You see that? So Yahweh Shai was coming and teaching the people. He was bringing them back to the law,
That's
bringing them out of death. The death of what? Following the jet, mingle amongst the heathen, and learn their works and sacrifice to devils. If you look at the chapters that we read, and Moses setting the Levites in order, then we go to Hosea and everything's out of order. Everything is just chaotic, right? The adultery and the things that brought forth. But then now you get back to Yahweh Shai, he's reestablishing the order through the law. And it's showing you where it started from. But he had to be in order with the Most High, right? And in order with the law. Thou shalt have no other powers before me. Thou shalt not tempt the Most High thy power, right? Everything he was spitting was law. And then now he's able to be qualified to go administer the law to the people. So he was that light. He was the walking word, the law. He was the law. Verbally dishing that out. What's up?
I wanted to say on the part because I was listening to Hebrews on the way here, and the reproofs of instruction are the way of life. It kind of feels like a suffering when you're going through these reproofs. And there's a reason I was listening to Hebrews 2 verse 10. It said, "For it became him, for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. So when you're going through these reproofs, it feels like it's a suffering, but he's actually making you perfect, getting these things out of you that should not be there, these iniquities. So
Yeah, it's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. Go to John real quick. Say John 1:9. Let's see here. St. John. Right. Read St. John 1 and verse 6.
John chapter 1 verse 6.
Right?
There is a man sent from God whose name was John.
Right?
The same came for a witness to bear witness of the light.
Of the what?
Of the light.
Go ahead.
That all men through him might believe.
Read.
He was not that light,
So John wasn't the light. Go ahead.
but was sent to bear witness.
But he was sent to
of the
bear
light.
witness of the light, which was the light was Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
That was the true light,
Right?
which lighteth every man that cometh into the world.
Go ahead, 10.
He was in the world, and the world was made by him,
Right?
and the world knew him not.
Right. So Yahweh Shai is that light. Right, and then you could add St. John 3:17 down. Right? But go to St. John 3 and verse 20.
John chapter 3 verse 20. For every one that doeth evil hateth the light,
Right?
neither cometh to the light, lest his
Wait. I'm sorry. Read verse 19.
Verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world,
Right?
and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Go ahead.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light.
Right. Yahweh Shai is that light. Right? His actions, his words, they all represented the law, and they were all based in the law. Everything he did was law based. Every man that hateth the light, right? And this is the condemnation, that the light has come, but men love darkness. Right? So it's like us going out there and teaching our people, and they're like, nah, I'm good, I'm an American. It's like they love being American then. So we just let them. We let them be condemned with the world.
that's why it looks like it's foolishness.
Yeah, it is foolishness to them. So we let them be condemned with the world. But the ones that love the light, they're gonna receive it. Go ahead.
Neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
And why do they come to that light? Because that light illuminates and shines. Why do the roaches run when the lights come on? They know they shouldn't be on your kitchen counters. That's not where they belong at, right? They know they don't belong out there. Like, what the hell are you doing on my counters, bruh? But you hit that light and they scatter. But that's like the evil, the wicked. That light starts to be shined on their doing, on the things that they do, and what do? They run. But the light, in this sense, when we're talking about in Matthew 4, Yahweh Shai went around to Zebulun. You know, they represented the northern kingdom at the time. Zebulun and Naphtali, that was the northern kingdom. So what did that show you? That there was northern kingdom around. It wasn't just all, y'all gotta stop doing that. Why are y'all doing that in the middle of class? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all good? Don't play fight in the middle of class. So that northern kingdom was still, there was still remnant of the northern kingdom. But what were they moving as? They were moving as Gentiles. So Yahweh Shai went to deal with that remnant. Remember, every northern kingdom didn't leave. The whole 13 tribes didn't, like every single one of them. Remember we read about the woman that was from the tribe of Naphtali? We read about her in class. It said that she was a widow. She stayed at the temple. Yeah, she was the tribe of Naphtali. Northern kingdom. So there was northern kingdom, or it was Asher. She was the tribe of Asher,
Yeah.
right? But there was northern kingdom still around in these times. It wasn't just every single northern kingdom fled into the new world. Nah, some of them stayed behind. There was a remnant. Yahushua went and taught them. They were lost. And he went to the lost of the house of it, the lost of Judah, Benjamin and Levi. So that's what that was saying. So you get that? Okay? Okay. Anything else? Anything online? What's that? No, we ain't go off. All right, if that's it. Imagine we'll point y'all Kodam. It's rise and face the east. Oh! Yep. Another one in the books. Sabbath be coming so fast. Dang.
Yes, it does.
Huh? No, they'll come.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Babakushai.
Babakushai.
Shemai.
Shemai.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Shalach Ma'ach Allah.
Shalach Ma'ach Allah.
Waha Alahayim.
Wa'alahayim.
Lashamar Al.
Lashamar Al.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Chazak.
Chazak.
Ha'ain.
Ha'ain.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
Ha'ain.
Ha'ain.
Yashar Allah.
Yashar Allah.
Gum Shalach.
Gum Shalach.
Lanawa.
Ranawa.
Rab.
Rab.
Chachama.
Chachama.
Rab.
Rab.
Da'ai.
Da'ai.
Rab.
Rab.
Bayana.
Bayana.
Rab.
Rab.
Sabalan.
Sabalan.
Rab.
Rab.
Amawan.
Amawan.
Rab.
Rab.
Achadwat.
Achadwat.
Wa.
Wa.
Rab.
Rab.
Ahab.
Ahab.
Racha.
Racha.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Wasalak.
Wasalach.
Wasalak Nawa.
Wasalach. Nawa.
Chatayim.
Chatayim.
Yun.
Yan.
Ba'a.
Ba'a.
Slaki. Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Ba'a.
Ba'a.
Mahayar.
Mahayar.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Ba'ata.
Ba'ata.
Yakhol.
Yakhol.
Yakhol Nawa.
Yakhol Nawa.
Tamyad.
Tamyad.
Wa.
Wa.
La'aywalaniyim.
La'aywalaniyim.
Aman.
Aman. This is Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai, please listen to us right now. Send Michael and the righteous angels to watch over, bless, heal, protect, and to make strong the people of Israel. Also send unto us much wisdom, much knowledge, much understanding, much patience, much faith, much brotherhood, and much love. Spiritual power, and forgive all of our sins. Yahushai, come quickly, for in thee is our hope, always and forever. Amen.
Pants up.
Rakata Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahawa'ah.
Bahawa'ah.
Dalanawa.
Dalanawa.
Hatawara.
Hatarah. That's blessed you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us the law.
Rakata Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Dalanawa. Slaki. Hawa'ah. Dalanawa.
Dalanawa.
A
A war.
Lara'ah.
Laura'ah. That's blessed you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives to us the light to see.
Rakata Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahawa'ah.
Bahawa'ah.
Dalanawa.
Dalanawa.
Ha'ayal.
Ha'ayal.
Korah.
Korah.
Lakora'ah.
Lakora'ah.
Ha'ain.
Ha'ain. That's blessed you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, that gives us the ram's horn to call the people.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Yahweh
Yahweh.
Letanau.
Letanau.
Shaman.
Shaman.
Zayah.
Zayah.
Lamashat.
Lamashat.
Yasher Allah.
Yasher Allah. That's blessed you, Yahweh, and then Yahushai gives us olive oil to anoint Israel.
And of course, we'll anoint at the end. Psalms 92. It is a good thing.
It is a good thing
To give thanks unto Yahweh.
to give thanks to Yahweh
And to sing praise unto thy name.
and to sing praises to thy name.
O Most High.
O Most High.
Show forth thy loving kindness in the morning.
To show forth thy loving kindness in the morning
And thy faithfulness every night.
and thy faithfulness every night.
Upon an instrument of 10 strings.
Upon an instrument of 10 strings.
Upon the psaltery.
Upon the psaltery.
Upon the harp with the solemn sound.
Upon the harp with the solemn
For
sound.
thou,
For
Yahweh,
thou, Yahweh,
hast made me glad through thy work.
hast made me glad through thy works.
I will triumph in the works of thy hands.
I will triumph in the works of thy
O
hands.
Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
how great are thy works.
how great are thy works,
And thy thoughts are very deep.
and thy thoughts are very
A
deep.
brutish man knoweth not.
A brutish man knoweth not.
Neither doth a fool understandeth.
Neither does the fool understand
When the
this.
wicked spring as the grass.
When the wicked spring as the
And
grass,
all the workers of iniquity do flourish.
and when all the workers of iniquity do
It
flourish,
is that they shall be destroyed forever.
it is that they shall be destroyed forever.
But thou,
But thou,
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
are most high forevermore.
are most high forevermore.
Below thine enemies,
Below thy enemies,
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
below thine enemies,
below thy enemies
shall perish.
shall perish.
All the workers of iniquity
All the workers of iniquity
shall be scattered.
shall be scattered.
But my horn
But my horn
shalt thou exalt.
shalt thou
Like
exalt,
the horn of a unicorn.
like the horn of a unicorn.
I shall be anointed with fresh oil.
I shall be anointed with fresh oil.
Mine eye also shall see.
My eye also shall see.
My desire and mine enemies.
My desire of my
And
enemies.
mine ears shall hear.
And my ears shall hear.
My desire of the wicked that rise up against me.
My desire of the wicked that rise up against
The
me.
righteous shall flourish like the palm tree.
The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree.
He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon.
He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon.
Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh Shai
Those that be planted in the house of
shall
Yahushai
flourish in the courts of Yahweh.
shall flourish in the courts of Yahweh.
They shall still bring forth food in old age.
They shall still bring forth food in old
They
age.
shall be fat and flourishing.
They shall be fat and
To
flourishing,
show that Yahweh is upright.
to show that Yahweh is
He
upright.
is my rock.
He is my
And
rock,
there is no unrighteousness in him.
and there is no unrighteousness in him.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
This is Psalms 133. Shayar.
Shayar.
Hamalawad.
Hamalawad.
Badawad.
Badawad.
Hana.
Hana.
Matzawab.
Matzawab.
Wama.
Wama.
Na'ayim.
Na'ayim.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Akim.
Akim.
Gum.
Gum.
Yachad.
Yachad.
Kashaman.
Kashaman.
Hatawab.
Hatawab.
Ayil.
Ayil.
Hara'ash.
Hara'ash.
Yerad.
Yerad.
Hazakwan.
Hazakwan.
Al Hazakwan.
Hazakwan.
Zakwan.
Zakwan.
Aharon.
Aharon.
Shayarad.
Shayarad.
Al Payad.
Al-Payad.
Arawathiwa.
Marawathiwa.
Katol.
Katol.
Khamram
Khamram.
Shayarad.
Shayarad.
Ayil.
Ayil.
Harayah.
Harayah.
Zayawan.
Zayawan.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Shum.
Shum.
Tazawa.
Tazawa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ad.
Ad.
Habaraka.
Habaraka.
Kayayam.
Kayayam.
Aid.
Aid.
Ha'aywalam.
Abalam.
Amen.
Amen. This is Psalms 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as a dew of Hermon, as a dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessing, even life forevermore.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai. The water. Tamiyad. Amen.
Let's circle up. Manasha. Call it.
Men of Israel, Amadi, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Rakatham.
Kumeshvala.
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 Gotta get my towel, hands down, turn to face the sisters. Stung on the eye.
did he?
I guess. Call it.
Slew not the daughters of Zion, men of Israel, Amadi, Barak,
Yahweh Shemarathon Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Y'all give my towel, hands down. Let's say shalom to everybody online.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Looks like you got the child abused.
It bit him like right here on his.
I don't know. You got.
Chilling up in the kingdom.